Okay. Just wait. Oh my goodness. Welcome on in. Hey, Taylor. How are you? Welcome in, Rosalie, Angelique. Can you all hear me okay? Welcome on in, Trey. Welcome on in. Welcome on in, Cosmic Love. Trey X, Angelique, Michelle. Welcome on in. How's everybody feeling? The real Bridget B. Happy new moon in Taurus. It's Taurus season, or we're just on the edge of Taurus season. I don't even know anymore. Is it Taurus season yet? Lunar Mystic 888, welcome on in. Welcome in. XO Cheney, good to see you. I think I said your name wrong, but welcome on in, Sheena. Welcome on in. Hollis, welcome in. Shiva, welcome in. Let me know where you all are tuning in from, what part of the world, what state, what country. Welcome in, Soul, Sun, Moon 13. That's always a mouthful. Welcome in. How are you all doing? How are you all feeling? Wow, can you believe we are about to be stepping into the month of May? Welcome in, Kwan. Welcome in. I'm good. Welcome in, Ollie Hemmitt. What a powerful last name from Birmingham, Alabama. Especially let me know if this is your first time tuning in. I am Ms.Blue, the Soulful Oracle. And welcome on in. How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? I almost wasn't going to come on tonight, but I will never miss a moment for us to get together, no matter what I have going on, no matter what's happening. Welcome on in, Pure Feminine. Welcome in, checking in from London in the UK. Anybody here from Chicago? Some real interesting Brother Bobby Hemmitt has a brother named Ollie. That's correct. Welcome on in. Oh, your brother Bobby Hemmitt's brother. Really? Okay. Well, it is good to have you here. It is good to have you here. It is good to have you here. Good to have you here. Good to have you showing up here. I absolutely love that. Thank you. I'm so grateful. So grateful. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. It is good to have you here. You have to let me know if you want to come up and say a couple of words. Yeah, I'd like to. I'm not going to hone in on your energy right now. I'm going gracefully let the energy be what you say it is. But I don't play about Brother Bobby. So, yeah. Welcome on in, Roz. Welcome on in. Good to see you. Welcome in, Obaya. Welcome on in, Gotti. Welcome on in, Cosmic Love. Welcome on in, Brother Lance is in the building. Yeah, y'all know me. I'm going energetically check it all, right? Make sure everything is in perfect alignment, because that's what we do here. But it is so good to see everybody in the building, in the house. How's everybody feeling? Oh my goodness, how's everybody doing? How is everybody feeling? I'm going to get to some other things and announce some of the people in the building that is here. Mega Miss Little is in the building. How's everybody feeling? Yes, let us know. Renika is here. Erica Dawson is in the building. Wow. Happy Full moon, new moon. Why do I feel like it's giving full moon, but it is a new moon? And I know why. I absolutely know why. Yeah, we got to talk about it. We got an exciting week coming up. Exciting next couple of weeks coming up. Can you believe we're already in the month of May? I want to get those likes up, everyone. I didn't really send out the big blast notification. So we're really kind of allowing the cosmic energy to really let the soul family know that I am live and I am here. Welcome on in. Yes, it really is giving. It is. And yes, we have the Black Moon Lilith. Can we go ahead and give a shout out to the Black Moon Lilith doing her thing? We got a lot of cosmic energy that's unfolding, that's happening at this particular time. Priestess Nadra, Priestess Brandy in the building. Welcome on in. Welcome on in, Maria. Maria, soulful of love. I'm going to get that word out. And then also we have Brother Bobby Hemmitt's brother, Ollie. Am I saying that name right? In the building. And that's enough. That's enough for me to just sit back and just take it all in. Take it all in. I feel so blessed and so honored as well. As well. Maybe we can have a special guest tonight. I don't know if he wants to come up and maybe say some words. I don't want to put him on the spot, but would love for him to bless us with that. You found your way here for a reason. I'm sure I have been doing a whole lot of sort of energetic energy on this Taurus new moon. And in this Taurus new moon, really sort of calling in some energy. And believe it or not, telepathically sending messages out. And one of those messages did go to Brother Bobby Hemmitt. And I have no doubt he has received it. I have not received that message. And yeah, yeah, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Truly, truly grateful. Yeah, want to send a big, big message out to Brenda as well. Welcome on in, Brenda. Tremel is in the building. That's right. All the magic makers are here, front and center. And my clock always tries to tell on me, talking about it's time to go to bed. No, we're not going to bed tonight. Not that time. But I wanted to come on, do a little bit of chat and chill. Do a little bit of chat and chill and check in with you guys and talk with you guys. It's been a while since we did like a community Q&A, and I felt tonight would be the perfect opportunity to be able to do a community Q&A and just for us to talk. I'll speak here a little bit. I got a couple of announcements that I would like to say. Welcome on in, Brother Phoenix, Transformative Tarot. Cynthia McKinney is in the building. Welcome on in. Uh, Miss Rich is in the building. Welcome on in. Uh, Candace Earl is in the building. Welcome on in. Tales of the Mill is in the building. Welcome on in. Wow. Caleb is here, Infinite Being. So yeah. Again, I'll introduce myself. Sheila is in the building. Welcome on in. Sheila, good to see you. Kay is in the building. KKK. Miss Sovereignty. So, a couple of things I want to do. I want to put this announcement out, and then we can move on to talk about some other things. Many of you may know this, but if you don't know this, I want to share this with you, and I want to say thank you to everyone. Is that I did launch a new digital product that is perfect for this time, and let me tell you all why. That The next 3 months, and I'm just going to put this out there. This is based on the energy that I'm picking up and based on the channel that I got for the next 3 months. It is definitely that time. I know we may be looking forward to things of next year. We may be looking forward to 2025, 2026. I am not a fan of that. I am a fan that the magic happens in the moment and we need to seize the moment. And right now, between now and the next 3 months, we will be riding the cosmic waves. And I want you all to understand this, that there is going to be a lot of different things that take place over the next 3 months. And you are going to want to do your very best. Let me tell you, I want you to think about this. Life is not guaranteed. We know that, right? I'm pulling up something here for us here. Life is not guaranteed. And I know sometimes we think life is guaranteed. We think we're going to end up, being able to do what we need to do in 6 months from now and 7 months from now. We're going to be able to make shit happen. We're going to be able to do things the way we want. Life can change in an instant. And we are living in some very, very transformative times. Very transformative times, let me tell you. And the next 3 months, a couple of things are going to happen. We are really laying the blueprint for not just 2025, but 2026 and beyond. But even greater than that, it is a time for you to secure your legacy. And I'm not talking about a legacy after you're gone. I'm talking about your living will and testament legacy, like while you are alive, to get some things done. Look how fast the world is changing. Look how many things are going away. We have jobs, we have corporations, we have companies, things that we grew up with, things that our parents grew up with. These things are all going away. This system, as we know it, is crumbling. Now, that is in twofold because a part of it, we know it is not working. We have to change the way we do life. We have to change the way that on planet Earth. But in the process of that change, I want you to be a part of that change and be in the alignment so that you are a part of the creation. Taurus season is the reminder for you to step in if you have not fully embodied the position of a creator. Now is your time to step into that position fully and be fully, fully committed to creating whatever is in your soul and in your life to do. Too many times we sit back and we wait for somebody else to do something that we have felt the calling to do for so long. We wait for it. You understand? We wait for it to land in our lap. We wait for, somebody to bring it to our attention or for someone else to tell us that. And we're moving so far away from that. We're moving so far away from that. I can't tell you that the wait time is really completely over. When I say game over, baby, game is over. Time is out for that. It's time to know that you are putting in the work and the work that you are doing, you can see it. You can see it. You can see it. You can touch it. You can feel it. You can taste it. All the good things, you're able to do that. And you know that your purpose, your sole purpose is being lived out. It is nothing worse than knowing that you're doing all of this work and you cannot see the fruits of your labor. You cannot experience the fruits of your own labor. And so Taurus season is here to remind us of that. And the reason I'm telling you this is something we've been talking about for the last couple of years, or I've been sharing with you all about us being sovereign beings. You are a sovereign being. You're not tied to any kind of soul contract. That is some bullshit that they have been feeding down this pipeline to keep you stuck and to keep you away from your power. to make you feel that somehow you are karmically tied to a person, place, or thing. And that is not the truth. That's not how that works. There is no soul tie. You are a free agent. I don't know how many of you watched the draft that was going on, and the NFL had the draft. And I was watching as Shador, which is Deion Sanders' son, actually both of his sons. And, sometimes people punish you because you're great or because you're connected to what they think is a greatness, and how they made him wait. He went from being in the top 10 pick to being to one of the last to get drafted. So it's going to be interesting to see how this story plays out. In fact, I picked up a channel of what they were attempting to do is to make him, it's a term in the NFL that they have. It's called Mr. Irrelevant. You know how somebody thinks that, have you ever been in contact or been in the presence where someone just felt like you were irrelevant? Like you're irrelevant. We don't need you. You irrelevant to the equation. Whether you present or whether you not present, you're irrelevant. And that was the message they was attempting to send to this young man. But we're going to be able to see, and that's exactly what I was going to say, King. But see, they made that mistake with Tom Brady. Yeah, he was 125th pick. But they also made that mistake with Jalen Hurts of the Philadelphia Eagles. You understand? They thought, you really ain't relevant to the game. The point I wanted to bring that up is because a lot of times there are things that is happening in your life, and you may have been working on it for a very, very long time. And sometimes we may want to give up. There are some dreams that I have yet to fulfill. And I say to myself to this day, Taurus season is really where we begin to get honest with ourselves and shit begins to get real. When you have to have that real conversation with yourself, you got to have that soul to soul talk with yourself and say, is this truly what I really want? And I want us all, as we're gathered here today, all of us in this portal, to begin to start thinking about that on a personal level. What is it that you really want for your life, for yourself? What is that thing that you have yet to achieve? And are you going to be bold enough? Are you going to be courageous enough? Are you going to have the stamina enough, as my daddy would say, or the intestinal fortitude enough to go for it? Not to wait for somebody to give it to you, but to go out there and get it. Because that's where we are. It really is go season for us to get out there and really go for it. Are you going to keep dreaming about having a house? Or are you going to go and get a house? The language has to change. The actions have to change. The way of being has to change. Are you just going to wait? Are you going to wait for somebody to, give you permission to change what you do in the world, the job that you have, or, the city, the state, the country you live in? Or are you going to go out there and make it happen? And can you get into that energy and that frequency? I would say all of it is possible. We are living in the time where everything is possible. And we're also living in the time where time is speeding up. That shit is, it's going, look, this is April 27th. We will be in the month of May of 2025. Mind blowing. I don't know about you, but that's a little mind blowing for me of how time is spinning by. So, With all of that said, this is something that I've been working with, and many of you who follow me on social media, I've been putting up sky notes like forever. Well, the manifestation of sky notes is here, and it's called Sky Quest. Sky Quest, a 10-minute hypnotic magic. And I'm going to tell you about Sky Quest, what it is, and what it helps you do. For so many years, so many of you have asked me, Ms.Blue, don't mind my don't mind my scribble scrabble. These are my own sky notes on here. But many of you have asked me about the Akashic record. And even though I have the program of the Akashic files, which is there, it's been out for years and years and it's powerful. But I have another way to help you tap into not only that energy so that because here's the gag. Everyone is in their Akashic records. You are a living record. I want you to get that clear. But most of us, you have to maintain a particular frequency to be able to be conscious in the records and to be able to be conscious enough in the records that you recognize that you are in your Akashic records. But you are in your records. You're a part of your records. You're writing your records. Whether you know it or not, you're living your records. But everything exists in the records, the past, the present, and the future. Well, in the Sky Quest, I take you in to the portal of the Akashic records. You go into that Stargate, right? I take you into the 5D frequency, the portal of creation, so you know where you can know the difference when you're in that 5D frequency. I have used all kinds of frequencies through binary beats that's playing in the background, as well as the frequencies coming through my voice as I guide you on in. But the quest is yours. That's why it's called the Sky Quest. It is your quest. Just like all of the other spirit quests that I have been doing for over 19 years, 20 plus years. I don't even know how to count. But SkyQuest Visionary Sovereignty Self Hypnosis. I say it's 10 minutes, but y'all know how I am. You know how I run my mouth. It's much longer than 10 minutes. I went over it because I wanted you to get all of that gorgeous goodness stuff. But check it out for yourself. It's on the Digital Magic site. Now, there's been some questions. I want to say thank you to some of you are purchasing it already right now. And many of you already purchased it because I released it a couple of nights ago on Instagram. But I am just now coming on YouTube. So I want you to know it's a very innovative way that you're going to be able to access it because I want you to have access to it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's why I'm giving it to you. And so you will get a access sheet that will tell you how to access it. It is not an MP3 file that you're downloading, but it is a file that you're going to have access on your cell phone. You can use your tablet. You can use your um, iPad or any kind of pad, you have any kind of electronic where you're able to access and be able to connect to wherever you listen to YouTube or you listen to podcasts or any of those things on, you'll be able to have 24-hour access. You're also going to get your packet here. And inside this packet, I'm going to give you everything, including the transmission. I'm going to give you the activation codes. I'm going to let you see everything that I have channeled. You're going to have this information here step by step, and it's an activation in itself. Many of you have just read this even before you did the Sky Quest, and you already started to receive the shift within your consciousness. This work that I do, I'm just going to tell you in a way, it's transformative work because that's all I'm committed to. Period. And I want to put you back in your seat of power. And that's a way to do it. So if you want to get it while it's hot. Let me tell you, the recommendation is to work with it for 33 days. That significance in there and the frequency. But really, I don't know about you all, but I'm going to be working with it every single possibility time that I can until we get to July. Write this date down. I want you to circle it and highlight it on your calendar. And that date is going to be, what did I tell you guys? Let me write it here. That date is going to be, I told you guys on the live, that date is going to be July the 22nd or the 23rd. This is when we're going to come. This is when you're going to see all this work for the next 3 months. It's going to be a come through moment. And so everything that I'm going to be doing to help support you, to help support us, is that we get shit done and we keep going and we don't give up. And it is going to take a community, it's going to take a soul group for us to remind each other, even if you don't know, when you run into one of your soul families or someone you see, remind them, don't give up. Do not give up. We have to remind ourselves on that. It's not going to be handed to us on a platter. There are times that I know, and if I'm being honest, there's been certain times in my life, quite a bit, where shit was just handed to me. Handed to me. Now, of course, I know my energy and my frequency was really kind of calling that into being and sort of kind of bringing it to me. But then there was a whole lot of times in my life, and I could say, as of late, where I had to go out and pretty much snatch that shit because I knew it was mine's. I'm going to take what is mine's. I'm going to get what I know I need. And it didn't come easy. That's why I tell you guys, no days off when it comes to loving yourself. There is no days off. Remember, the new shadow work, I termed this a couple of years ago, is self-love. But now we have to add another equation. Growth and self-love is the new shadow work. Because see, if you don't see yourself growing, if you don't see yourself evolving, then that's the wrong formula. That's the wrong equation. That's not the right alignment for you. So if you are doing your self-love work and you are taking no days off, then you're going to see growth. There's no way you cannot see. There is no way that you can stay the same. If you're not growing, you're dying. Period. There is no in between. If you're not growing, you're dying. Now, no one should be able to define that growth for you because you should know yourself better than anyone else when it comes to that growth. You should know what that growth looks like, what it feels like. You should be able to look at yourself and know certain things that really challenge you beyond challenging you. Guess what? You've moved past that. You've moved past that. And for those of you who are here, this is a repeat conversation that we had 3 or 4 nights ago on Instagram Live. And many of you are having this conversation too because you feel that. You feel the energy of this energy that is here. But Taurus season ain't no joke because it's really our opportunity to shift our lives forever. Somebody say forever, ever. Forever. Shift your life forever. If you can break one stronghold, I'll tell you what you're going to be up against during this Taurus season. Addictions, baby. Just spell it out. You got any kind of addictions to alcohol, addictions to social media, addictions to self-undoing habits, addictions to food, addictions to self-defeating thoughts. Oh, 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 you will be challenged in this season But we are up for the challenge in this season because all you have to do, listen, you got one job. You got one job during Taurus season. And during this one job is to break that thing that's got a stronghold on your ass right now. That thing right now that you say, get, if I could just get a handle on this in 3 months, you're going to be on the other side of it. You will level your whole soul up. Taurus season is when you level up your soul. You grow in your soul age. This is what Taurus season is here to teach us. And shouts out to all of my Tauruses because you will be going through this fucking portal first. And we're right on your heels, baby. We are on your heels. We will be looking to you for guidance. But I want you to know whatever that challenge is in your life, you are going to be facing it. That's also why you will hear a lot of talk about the warrior coming out during this particular month, where the warrior is coming out. The warriors are coming out to play, right? You need to come out and play. And it's a fine dance between that. So we do need to be doing the work, but we also need to make sure that we are taking time to really ground ourselves. This is the month that you're going to have to take care of your mind because it will be playing tricks on you for many, many different reasons. You're going to have to make sure. A lot of things are getting unearthed during this month, right? Right now, we're in this light of the new moon or the absence of the new moon, and it's dark, but you're still being asked to come out. Come out even though it is dark. Come out even though you don't see no moon. We were talking the other night, and a sister came on the live and she was like, "We're in Texas and we haven't seen the moon in 2 weeks." Well, I live in Texas. I didn't know that. I mean, I'm not really always outside at nighttime. I thought I'd seen the moon, but perhaps I didn't. But remember, the moon is in here. The moon is in here. Remember, the planets are all residing inside of you, and you are that astronaut within your own divine universe. You are the astronaut. So know that. You are the astronaut in your world. So we got Black Moon Lilith, and they want you to be so damn scared of Lilith. They want you to go run and hide when you think about Lilith and the Black Moon. But I want you to think about everything that's happening above is happening within. It is. It's time to magnetize. This is a particularly powerful time for women, and particularly women, I would say, and I'm going to specify this with our womb. This is the month to be doing your womb magic. And maybe I can do a little something, something on that if y'all want to know more about using your womb to magnetize your power, your life force energy, and to pull that life force energy within your being to help you with your creation process, whether you're beyond those creative years or not. This is the time for womb magic, a perfect time for this. And lots of healing needs to go on during this particular month for all of us. Healing. And I'm talking about really being able to understand that this is a day to day process and we are going to be proactive within this healing. We're not healing in that kind of way, even though there may be some healing that is needed. But this is about understanding that our bodies need to rest. Our bodies need to rest. Give me 1 second, you guys. That you understand, just want to make sure everything's okay. Understand that you need to rest. You need to take time to rest. But then you also need to take time and make sure that you are putting in that work at the same time. Ain't no need in resting if you ain't did nothing. What you resting for? What you do? Did you do anything? Rest. But then it's time to be about that work and be about your business, and that work starts at home. We are in the season of Taurus. That work first starts at home, making that preparation at home. At home. Yeah. So, I guess I'll put the link up. You guys are asking for the link. I want to say thank you to everyone who did purchase SkyQuest. It is there. All the details are there. If it feels like it's something you're being called to, we'd love to have you as a part of this. I don't know. I don't want to put something out there, but we'll see. Maybe we'll do some check ins with each other. I didn't even realize you guys have been leaving comments already. But either way, here is the link. If you feel called, tap in, tap in. Yeah. Yeah. It's Taurus season. Where are my Tauruses in the building? I know we got sun sign Tauruses in the building. Welcome on in, Goddess S's energy. Welcome on in, Roberta. Also, I want to let you guys know I have, you see it, right? You see it, right? You see my veil breaker, my liquid magic right there. You see it. Minga Love, welcome on in, Minga Lee. Listen, is Ollie still in the building? Let me see if Ollie wants to come up. I would love to have you as an honorary to come and say some words. I'm not going to say too much because I'm just not. I don't like putting people on the spot like that, but I love that he blessed us with his presence. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah. Yes. Do you want to come up? Will you do me a favor and email me? Let me give you my email address and I will give you the link for you to come on. Oh, you're okay to speak. I would love for you to come on. Shoot me an email there at questionforblue@gmail.com and I will send you the link for you to come up. How does that sound? Oh, you don't know. This is making my this is making my life. My life. It's making my life right now. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's beautiful. Oh my goodness. I will share something with y'all. I have something wrote here that's going to speak to that and now it makes sense. It it all makes sense. Oh, what a time to be alive, right? And growing up on planet Earth. Welcome on in to everyone who's coming in. I want to say thank you to everyone who is purchasing the veil breaker as well. Mm. PSA, I need that Taurus, Sun, Aquarius, Moon, and Capricorn rising man, please. Looking for him. Have y'all seen him? I absolutely love that. I love that. Yep. I'm going to wait for you to email me and yeah, we'll come up. So while we're waiting on that, again, how's everybody feeling? Thank you again for um thank you all. Thank you. You don't have to say much, just email and I'll send you the link. Ms.Blue, you still doing the one-on-one veil breaker readings? Listen, of course, I still will get you guys in, but I just figured maybe you guys didn't want your one-on-one your email readings. I've been answering them as they've been coming in. So yes, welcome on in. Let me say, Miss Blue, I'm having a baby and I'm almost certain you told me in a sneaky way during our visionary session. I do that. I absolutely do that. And so I sent the link to you. I absolutely do that. I do that. The babies, I just found out that one of my neighbors told me that they found out that they were with child and how that happened is I had accidentally, she said, told her while we were at the mailbox. And thank you for that. That's how you found me through Brother Bobby Hemmitt and Dr. Delbert Blair. I am so honored as well, Cosmic Love. Yeah. Wow. We are in for a special treat, you guys. So we gon' listen. Listen. Just know that you are here and we are kicking off this Taurus season in a very powerful way. Where is my bell? Where my bell at? I want to give a big shout out to I want to give a big shout out to Self Invested. I want to give a big shout out to the Futuristic Activation, everyone who's a part of the Futuristic Activation um, group as well. You guys got a text message. I know, ouch, I didn't send one out tonight, but do want to send love to all of you. And I have been loving you all, working in the portal for everybody who's a part of the Futuristic Activation group. I absolutely love it. Shout out to the Divine Priestess, everybody who has been listening, whether this is your first time or you've been listening for a very, very long time. Just so glad to have you here. Just in intuition, listen, those visionary sessions are like timeless cosmic light beams. Hey, Miss Blue. Hey, Justin. Haven't seen you in a long time. Good to see you. Wow. That's so beautiful. Thank you, guys. Look at Justin. Oh, look at that. Wow. Yeah, 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 the portal. Yeah, yeah, Brother Panic. We spoke about that on the live of his born day the other day. So ashe to Brother Panic as well. And you all just hold tight. We are in for a very, very special treat tonight. And you are in for a very, very, you've been in these cosmic streets. I love it. I love it. Been in these cosmic streets. Yes. And mm, thank you, Cosmic Love. Thank you. Thank you for that. And yeah, we're in for a special treat tonight. Let's see if we can definitely make this happen and see. We're waiting on Brother Ollie. It's going to let me know once he has arrived, right? Mm-hmm. Once he has arrived. Yeah, 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 yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm sure he's getting himself set up. So we'll see if he's gonna be able to make it on, which I'm sure he is. Lola Falana is in the building. Welcome on in, Lola. Attuned Chaos, welcome on in. We are just having ourselves a moment here. We do have a special guest that will be coming on in just a moment. So, in the meantime, in between time, everyone, listen, check it out. I want to say thank you to everyone who is purchasing uh, the Sky Quest. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, hey, Roberta, good to see you. If you don't know what I'm talking about, hi, Sheena. I'm going to put the link in chat for you so you can see. You can check it out. It is a way that you also can support the work, support the platform, support the work. A big part of my goal is to spread this to as many soul beings on the planet that want to just activate their multi-sensory abilities, connect with their ancestors and loved ones on the other side, raise their frequency, and create the life that they always imagined and dreamed while growing up on planet Earth, right? Want to say welcome on into the Healing Coach. Good to see you in the building. Okay, you emailed me. Okay, and I emailed you back. I sent it back to you. Please check. You may want to check your spam. You may want to check spam or check social as well too. Let me email you again, Ollie. I'm going to send it to you again, and let me put something in there because sometimes the algorithm knows that there's nothing in there. So I'm going to send it to you again. Let's see if this works. Yep, I see you there. And here we go. All right, I sent it again. I put a little message in there so we can see. Anybody in Chicago? Do we have Chicago in the house tonight? Anybody representing Chicago in the building? Oh, what did I do? I hit the wrong button. Anybody representing Chicago in the building tonight? Do we have Chicago in the building? Welcome on in, Kathy. Good to see you. Black Gold, good to see you. All right. All right. So here we go. All right. Only hold on just a second. We are going to bring you up. All right. There we go.
Hello, hello, everyone.
Hello. I got to put my headset on. Let me put my headset on
Okay.
so I can make sure.
Okay.
Right. Do you have a headset by chance?
I don't.
You don't. That's okay.
Mine is busted.
That's okay. It's okay. Let's do this. Why don't you introduce yourself to me and to everyone who's listening? Let's do this. Why don't you
Okay.
me and to everyone?
Oh,
That's okay.
okay. Um, adjust my volume.
Okay.
Adjust my volume.
Okay.
Okay. I'd like to say hello to everyone. I'm Ollie Hemmitt, Bobby's older brother, but there are three of us. Oh,
It's okay if we have that.
no, I got YouTube on the TV and I'm on the phone.
Okay. So did you
So
did you okay, can you cut the television off and you can
yeah, I just did.
okay, perfect. All right.
So
So mhm.
like I said, I'm Bobby's older brother, but there's three of us, me, Bobby, and Mike.
Yes.
I'm actually 12 months. Well, let's see. Wait a minute. I'm 13, 14 months older than Bobby. Bobby is 12 months and 1 week older than Mike. So we're all stair step.
Wow.
We Hold on a second. Let me try. Okay, now.
Okay.
Okay, so um, I got in trouble with Bobby about 2 years ago. I was on a lecture and I talked about my family, but Bobby's a very private person. I know that nobody would believe that, but he is. When he wasn't lecturing, he was at home chilling.
Oh, yes, I know that very well.
Yeah. So I really don't like to talk about Bobby himself uh,
Mhm.
when I do talk to individuals because I know people love him and they
Of
all want to
course.
know how he's doing. I can tell you he's doing fine. He's doing great.
Mhm.
I myself had a stroke 5 years ago.
Mm.
My whole portion now is to deal with health and wellness.
Yes.
Just letting Black people know that that person, we don't have to call him, we know who it is doing so much to us to keep us in the right, the wrong mind.
Mhm.
And we have to be very careful about what we eat, what we do.
Mhm.
Um, I used to weigh 300 pounds. I'm
Mhm.
down to 160 now, but it's not about weight. It's
Mhm.
about what we eat because the food will damage our pineal glands,
Mhm.
damage our bodies, and keep us in a state that we cannot be spiritual. There
Mm.
were several things that you were speaking about tonight that really bring out. I was sitting here thinking, damn, when I had the stroke,
Yes.
the way that life works, it is always to your good.
Mm.
Uh,
Absolutely.
I met a young lady. I
Mhm.
didn't know her. We were talking on the phone. I don't know how I got a number, but we were talking on the phone, and she was saying that she was in a sad situation because she was some part of Georgia and didn't know where she was. This old white man, had her in the house. So I actually told her, I said, "Well, I'll come and get you. We'll try to find a job and get you something to do here."
Yes.
Uh, I went down, picked her up with
Mhm.
no hanky panky anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she came back to the house. I took her a couple of days in a row to interview for jobs at hotels and stuff.
Mhm.
She found one job, and I was going to take her to an interview
Mhm.
that morning. I woke up. I'm like, I feel strange,
Mm.
and I was telling the young lady. I said, I really feel strange, like something's wrong. And I sat down on the floor, which I never did in that place, and I had a stroke.
Wow.
I could feel it coming on. My
Mm.
question was, I was just sitting here thinking, damn, if I hadn't had her there that day, I might not have done well because I lived by myself.
Right.
And she was waiting on me to take her to an interview.
Mhm.
So when I look at that, I think about, and even when I woke up in the hospital about a month later,
Mhm. Mhm.
I woke up. I said, "Damn, I've had a stroke.
Mhm.
Now I have to start the process of trying to heal."
Yes.
So that has been my portion
Mm.
for the last 4.5 years. I left Atlanta, bought a house in Birmingham. I've been here ever since. Go down to Atlanta every so often, just visit my daughters.
Yes.
But I just want to say to people that you have to keep your mind in tip top shape. And you
Mm.
can do that by the food that you eat.
That's a portion
It,
of it. Yeah.
there's really
Mhm.
nothing more important than what you put in your body. If it's a temple, you can't put garbage in the temple
This is true. This is true.
because that means you got a dirty temple and you don't need that.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, like I said, and my brother, the other brother, Michael,
Mhm.
he is really an herbologist. He doesn't call himself that, but he
Right.
is.
Mhm.
So I've been doing lectures on diet, um, which is all connected. And I
Everything
was just
is.
thinking
Mhm.
everything it is connected.
Mhm.
Bobby lectured about spirituality and things of that nature.
Yes.
Mike is on herbs. I'm
Health.
lecturing about diet,
Mhm.
and it's all connected. It's
It
all
is.
connected. I, I,
That
I
is so
even think about
powerful.
my mother, how she was an extremely spiritual person. I never saw it growing up,
Right.
but knowing now what I'm thinking about it's all connected.
Everything. Let me ask you a question because you said some very profound things. And first, I want to start with here because I think this will give so much insight to people and especially the audience here, our soul group here. What sort of called you to this space here with me?
And here's the crazy thing.
Mm-hmm.
I joined your channel 2 years ago. I mean, and
Mm-hmm.
tonight I usually do some affirmations at night before
Yeah.
I go to sleep. And tonight your name just resonated. It
Mm-hmm.
just resonated.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying I need to see her and see what's going on.
Right.
And that's how I got to you tonight.
Mm-hmm. Were you
But
familiar with me prior to that? Did you know your
believe it or not,
brothers? Mhm,
no,
mhm. So
no, I just
you don't know your brother Bobby's connection with me, Miss Blue?
no, I don't. Wait a
Mm.
minute. Oh, now is everything. I used to hear your name a lot from
Mhm,
Bobby.
mhm.
Yes, you were not just someone that knew him. You knew
You
him
knew him
well.
well.
You
Yes.
know him well.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah. I
it's
just
starting to
was
come.
It's starting to come back. Well, I wanted to ask you that question because earlier tonight, Brother Bobby often comes through. I feel like we still communicate telepathically, and I respect his space. I've always respected his space here. From the time that everything started to take place until things continue. Very few people do have asked me, they will ask me, have you heard from Brother Bobby? And I said, yes, I talk to him all the time, telepathically, because we did have that very, very close conversation to be able to speak. So tonight, I was going over some of my notes, and some of the notes, me and Bobby would stay on the phone for hours and hours and talk. Even when him and Linda was still together, we would be on the
They're
telephone
still together.
talking. Mhm.
Bobby and Linda are still together.
Well, beautiful. I'm glad you brought that confirmation because I told everybody it's not for me to speak on anymore. It is for when Bobby wants that information to come out, it will
Yeah,
come out and it will come from somebody who knows the truth and not from speculation of other people who don't really know Bobby, don't really know Linda, don't really know what is really going on. And
right.
so many people have said all kinds of things, and I'm sure
I
your
know of
family
it. Bobby's dead, and
yes,
I get people. Yeah.
and all kinds of things. And so it's an honor, let me just say that, to have you here. And
Well, thank you.
to have you here. And I really, the first thing I said was, let me see what called you to this space because I know people don't end up here by accident. And just
Uh,
because of the frequency that I hold and the frequency that we hold here. So first of all, I want to say thank you for, having that courage to come on. Strokes
sure.
and these kinds of natures are not things that people talk about. And even though I take a different approach, I recognize that there's many different aspects and we have to take care of the whole body. We can't
Right.
just take care of the spirit. We can't just take care of the physical. We have to take care of physical, mental, spiritual, all aspects, all things have to be covered. Every aspect has to be covered. And so, wow. So, whatever happened to the young lady after she was there and I guess was the one to really kind of help save your life? You know, you met this
Yeah,
stranger
she
and
called my brother. She called Mike at the
mhm,
time,
yes.
and Mike. Well, she called the EMS for me, and
Mhm.
then she called. I said, "Hey, give Mike a call. Let him know what's going on, because
Mhm.
they were wheeling me out. He wheeled me in the ambulance, and I don't remember anything for 1 month.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
yeah, she actually is in Arizona now. I haven't spoken to her in maybe 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but I didn't have a strong connection other than her being there that week. I
I would
really
say
didn't.
that's strong enough.
Right, it
She
was. Yeah.
you know, she's helped to save your life, really. She
Yeah.
helped to
Yeah.
save your life,
She did.
so now that all of that has transpired and it's took you, what are some of the things, maybe you can share this with listeners, that you feel is key? If you had to pick 3 things for people to do every single day when it comes to nutrition and food, what are 3 things that they can take away, especially since we're in Taurus season, which is connected to the earth and so much about abundance and growth and our nutrition and
Yes.
our food? What are 3 things that everyone should be doing, taking in, putting in our mouths, uh, on a daily
I
basis?
before we talk about what should go in our mouth, we have to think about how our minds are. That is very important. You cannot
Absolutely.
have no fear and no um you can't be afraid of anything.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
you have to you can't you got to love yourself and
Mm,
everyone around you. That is
absolutely.
important. That's first.
Mhm.
Because if
Mhm.
your mind is not correct, it's not going to help you.
Not at
You can
all.
do all the stuff you want to do. The second thing I would say, you need to do affirmations and meditation.
Mhm. And
I'm not talking.
what has that done for you? Now, I do wanna give you a little bit of insight that this is the work that I've been doing for now about 20 years, and so the audience is familiar with that, but we wanna hear it from your mouth, Oli. Tell us
Once
what affirmations have done for
you,
you.
you have to tell yourself you are important. You are enough. You have to
Mhm.
tell yourself, I love myself. You
Mm.
need to look in the mirror and tell yourself you love yourself.
Y'all hear this, right? Because I've been saying this for 20 years. So it's
You have to
good
do that.
that, yes, it's
You have to tell yourself,
no days
I,
off.
the word abundance
Mhm.
it comes.
Mhm.
I don't have a lot of money now, but when I need money, I just trust that the universe is sending it to me when I need it.
Absolutely. 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 Mhm.
So you have to do that. Do it. I'm not talking about doing affirmation for 2 hours. I'm
Mhm.
talking about 10 minutes.
Mhm.
And I'm talking about doing meditation
Mhm.
real quick.
Mhm.
But I do it, and that was I think that was the reason I was supposed to. How I got you tonight. I was
Mm.
about to find some meditation music, and so I saw your name pop up. I'm like, damn. Okay, let me look at her. Let me see what's going on.
Mhm.
I didn't. I wasn't thinking that you were a person that knew Bobby,
Mm. Mhm.
although I do know that a lot of spiritual people do.
Right. Mhm.
And now, like my brother Mike, he doesn't tell anybody his what his last name is because
Mhm.
they're the only people I have ever met
Mhm.
with the name of Hemmitt
Mhm.
were in Texas, which was where my grandfather
Wow.
lived and passed.
Mm. Mm.
He lived in El Paso.
Oh, I know where that is. I'm in Austin, Texas, actually.
Oh, Austin, beautiful. I love Austin.
Mhm.
I lived in San Antonio for 2 years.
Oh, it's beautiful there. The River Walk, I love it. I love it. I
Yes,
love it. Yeah.
yes.
Mhm.
I really liked San, but it was just too far for my girls. I had 4 girls,
Oh, wow.
and
Beautiful.
I was a good job, but I had to get back to Atlanta because my youngest daughter, who at the time was about 5 years old,
Yeah.
she was getting in trouble every day.
Wow.
Her
Needed her
mom was
daddy.
calling me. I didn't think that that was an issue, but it turns out it was.
Yeah.
From the day I got back that December,
Yes.
she has been nothing but an A student.
Wow. Beautiful.
Nothing but an A student. Now,
Beautiful.
once you got meditation, and you can
Mhm.
go to YouTube, there's 1,000 places you can do meditation music, that you can do affirmation, then you need to start eating right.
Mhm.
Here's the thing. A
Mhm.
lot of people think that, oh, I'm eating good. And I listen to them and kind of smile.
So
If
tell
you
us
got,
what eating good looks like, Aldi. Mr. Aldi, tell us what it looks like. What does eating
okay,
good look like? Mhm.
the best thing is to eat fruits and vegetables. You don't have to look at what's on. Well, you do have to know what's going on because Bill Gates got this appeal. I don't buy anything from Walmart. Nothing.
Mm.
No, it's not
No.
healthy.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Uh, the farmers market.
Mhm.
Uh, and I did something that I've never done before.
Yeah.
My brother and I have put a garden in my backyard. I
Oh,
never gardened before.
beautiful.
My
Beautiful.
grandmother used to make us go. I hated it because we had to dig up potatoes and do all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So when I got to be an adult, I wanted nothing to do with it. Now I'm looking back.
Mhm.
I learned so much from her. I
Yes.
didn't think I knew,
Yeah.
but so I'm growing my own fruits and vegetables.
Mhm.
That's first and foremost.
Mhm.
And fruit more than vegetables.
And why so? Tell us why for you fruits more than vegetables.
Well, it's not for me, it's for all human beings. If you think about this,
Mhm.
when we didn't have grocery stores, how would we as humans eat? We go and
Mhm.
pull down a fruit, pull
Yes.
down um, out of our gardens at that time.
Yes.
This before the grocery store. We
Right.
would go and get, and that is what sustained us. Now, a lot of people say, well, my grandmama ate this. We don't eat what grandmama ate.
No.
Everything that we're getting from our grocery stores
Mhm.
are basically chemicals.
Mm.
It's not
It is.
food.
It's not food. Yeah, it's a lot
It's not
that is
food.
not food. Yeah.
We
Mhm.
have people, we eat out of plastics.
Mhm.
You should be using all glass.
Yeah, for your
And you
foods. Yeah.
you can go, yeah, you should use glass. They got little
Mhm.
glass bowls,
Mhm.
all ceramic. It's good,
Mhm.
great to eat out because
Mhm.
you got what's called BPA, non BPA. We
Yes.
have to buy BPA. When we go get some spring water
Yes. Ooh, well,
in
I don't know.
plastic bottles.
Yeah, that's not
Now
good.
there is,
Mm-mm.
I think Aldi's has a non BPA water. I bought 10 cases last week.
Yeah.
And so I buy non BPA water. You have to be really a freak about everything.
Mhm. You do. I
There
think it
are
is.
some
Mhm. No, go
there are
ahead.
some items that I do shop. I shop at Publix because,
Mhm.
as I said, I have a stroke, so I walk slow.
Yeah.
But with my diet and the things I've done, I've lost weight.
Mhm.
I don't take any medicines given to me by the doctor. Now, some people may think that's crazy, but all medicine is petroleum based.
Mhm.
So you're putting a chemical in your body
Yes.
just from the the medicine.
Mhm. Mhm.
And
It's
it's not
true.
that our doctors don't care about us; they don't know the
Mhm.
system. The teaching systems were designed by I can't think of the cracker's name now.
I know who you're
Uh,
talking about. Mhm.
uh, the petroleum guy,
Mhm.
and that's what he designed in
Mhm.
order to make us healthy. So now we follow the doctors who also follow his the way he taught them to do these things.
Yeah, we have outgrown all of these systems. I would agree. Although I'm not completely against all Western medicine, I think it has its place. But it's always better to naturally do things. I think the best thing, like you were saying, we have to be proactive and do these things ahead of time. You can't wait for something to go wrong to say, oh, I'm going to change my diet now. I'm going to start eating healthy now. I'm going to start doing these. This is the time
Well,
to start putting these things into practice
you have
now.
to.
Yeah.
There's a doctor in he's in he's in Texas. He's in I think he's in Houston. He talks
Mhm.
about plant based. You got to really watch even the plant based because it's junk food.
Yeah.
There's a doctor in Atlanta, Dr. Bobby Price. He's on YouTube, and everybody
Mhm.
needs to know Yaki Awakened.
Oh, yeah. We know him here. Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
we're good.
Mhm. Mhm.
You have to look at, and he breaks it all down.
Mhm.
I do teach and lecture on whole foods and things of that nature,
Mhm.
but I'm not a doctor. I don't profess to be one.
Mhm. Mhm.
I was an insurance agent for 20 years. So,
Well, that's a powerful feel. Well, here's the thing, you don't have to be a doctor, but you have real
no,
life
you don't.
experience and
You don't.
you're living it. And so
You don't.
that is always what we need to have a ear to hear when someone who has lived something that is working for them. Now, all of the things that you talk about, these are all the things that we do here. So you're speaking to an audience that really is very familiar with a lot of the things that you talk about because they're things very close to our heart. My heart as well too. I work more on the energetic side, but all of those things are important. We are whole beings. And so we are energetic beings and we have to feed our mind, our body, and our spirit. All of these things have to be in alignment. I want to say thank you so much. Like this has made my year to have Brother Bobby Hemmitt's brother on. And I know you want to have your own identity. I understand how that is, Mr. Aldi, but I hope that maybe you can shoot me an email and maybe you can come back on and we can set up some time for you to just,
Well,
if
you
you want to
now
come.
have my email,
Hmm.
so don't be a stranger. Use it.
Yeah, I certainly will. I will. And I want to say thank you. Any other closing remarks you want to share with us here? It's
Well,
just been a blessing, and I'm so glad that you have answered your calling because this is like a
yeah,
second coming for you, you know?
it is.
Mm.
I will say that these last 5 years have been a growing session for me. I mean, I've been with Bobby. We used to meditate at my house
Mhm.
every Saturday night for years when he wasn't lecturing.
Mhm.
Um, so I'm learning
Yeah.
even now, being exposed to Bobby and being exposed to Mike and being exposed to things, you know, I'm very grateful. First of all, let me say, I thank you for
Mm.
having me on your platform
Thank
because
you.
it's important for me to, this is a part of my journey to growing as well. And
Yeah.
I've learned, believe it or not, in Birmingham, Alabama, in the last 4 years, I've learned so much.
Mhm.
I've grown so much, and I
Yeah.
grow every day.
Mhm.
So everyone has to do this. You have to have everyone is on a journey.
Yes.
And
So
make
true.
sure that journey is the right journey.
Journey. There it is. There it is. That's beautiful. And by the way, I know Birmingham. My father is from Birmingham, Alabama. So
Okay.
I know that region pretty well, and quite a few
And I bought a
listeners
house
here.
here.
Hmm.
I bought a house here with a stroke. I just
Yeah.
knew the energy had changed in Atlanta
Mm,
and I needed to move on.
yeah.
My other brother, Mike, lives 10 minutes from me. So
Beautiful
I have a support system here.
system. Yeah. Let
Bobby
me
had
let me
Linda.
yes. Let me ask you a question. You said something key. You said you noticed the energy had changed in Atlanta. What did you pick up for that change? What was that
It's
change?
the conscious part of it. There used to
Mm,
be a lot of places where you could go and get consciousness and get knowledge. That's gone.
wow.
It's just not there. It,
Mhm.
it changed because Bobby did most of his lecturing out of town.
Yes.
But so it was changing back then.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
there's, I don't know, it's different. I can't really place my finger on it other than consciousness is not there.
Wow. I love that. I love that. And straight from your mouth to our ears, we are taking that in. I would love to have you come back on and really share with us what you're lecturing about, especially when it comes to taking care of your health and everything that you have learned going through this process. Strokes are something very spiritual in itself because usually there is an energetic component that goes along with a stroke. And one of those things is when a soul is contemplating either its soul's blueprint, meaning that the life that you decided to live, you wanted out of that life, or a soul is contemplating leaving this physical plane. And so those are some of the energetic components behind that. Most people choose to be able, when they have their stroke and they come back, is because they decided that it's not that they wanted to leave, but the life that they were living, they wanted to leave that life behind and raise their soul consciousness and to continue on their journey to do something
Yeah.
different. Yeah.
And like I knew that I had a small daughter when I had, well, she 5 years ago, she was in sixth grade.
Oh,
I
wow.
had
Yeah.
four daughters, but the
Yeah.
others were grown. There's one's
Yeah.
31, one's 29, one 27,
Oh,
and
wow.
then
Yeah.
17.
Yeah.
Poor girl.
Wow. Beautiful.
I did not want to leave her here by herself.
Herself, yeah.
So I didn't say that out loud, but I know in my spirit.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
80% of people who have strokes don't make it.
They sure don't. Because there's only so many ways to get out of these physical bodies. And everything starts in the mind, like you were saying, you got to get your
Right.
mind in alignment. And
Gotta get your
so
mind.
you got to get your mind in alignment. And so it is through that alignment that you decided to stay. So we are so glad that you decided to still stay and be here with us. And I will be in touch. It was nice meeting you.
All right.
When you physically talk to your brother Bobby and Linda, tell them Ms.Blue always is sending them love and so much light to them both and
Okay.
to you as well. All right. Well,
I will
peace
be
and
talking
love.
to him tomorrow.
All right. I let him know. Let him know. Let Linda know. They know. They know where to find me. And so, yeah, truly, truly honored and truly grateful to have you come on and
Thank
share
you.
this
Thank you so much.
under this powerful energy of this Taurus new moon. So that is so powerful.
All
Thank you.
right.
Peace and
Peace.
love. Peace. Oh my goodness. How amazing was that? We had Brother Aldi come on and share that with us. Like, I don't know about you all, but that is one of the most powerful things of 2025 to have Brother Aldi, who is Brother Bobby Hemmitt's brother, come on and share his story with us. I think those are so important and what has gotten him into his path and on his road to recovery, and to be willing to share that story with others as well. So that is so powerful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Wow. So grateful. My goodness. My goodness. My goodness. Oh my goodness. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. How we all doing? Oh my goodness. How are we all doing? Boy, listen. We are definitely in the portal. We are definitely in this energy. I want to remind you all that SkyQuest is available. You'll be able to tap into that 5D energy. You'll be able to go into your records, to raise your frequency, to take in some healing light, to keep your energy and your elevated grounded, but yet elevated at the same time. Check it out. I'll put the link in the show notes again. We're going to continue on here live. I am Ms.Blue, the Soulful Oracle. Listen, baby, we are in this thing. We are in this thing. You know, I was just sitting here thinking, and one of the things that I wanted to do, and I know you all know, like all the things that have gone on. This kills all oh, Sheila, say that again. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Oh, Sheila, say that again. This kills all lies and rumors. Listen, I know. Listen, 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 listen. And somebody else just brought up Dr. York. Haven't heard that name in eons. What are we doing? This is incredible. I haven't heard that name in eon. I'm trying to hear from Dr. York next week. Free to God. Is something going on with Dr. York? I will tell you something incredible. Ah, mm, hmm. Yeah, yeah. I will tell you all something very, very incredible. I feel like we need a moment on this. I wasn't around for the whole, I can't think of what it was called. I wasn't around for that whole era of Dr. York, but I did come on the scene right. Um, I didn't come on, I came on the scene a little after. But what happened? Yeah, we do need a moment. We need a moment. I'm just like, ah. But let me circle back because I want to speak on this, especially when it comes to Brother Bobby Hemmitt. And you all know how much I love Brother Bobby Hemmitt and his queen Linda as well. And to hear from Brother Bobby Hemmitt, from you, for you all, and anyone who hears this, to be able to hear from you all, and to hear from Brother Bobby Hemmitt's brother, Brother Aldi, that Bobby and Linda are still together and he is still well. One of the things, if you notice, he did not tell you that Brother Bobby Hemmitt was still going around lecturing and speaking. And there's a reason for that, because he's not doing that. So don't let anybody trick you in these cosmic streets. Okay. And yeah, like this does my heart so well. This does my heart so well. So when everyone would be saying all kinds of crazy things, I would stay out of it. Stay out of the madness, the noise of what people thought they knew, but I know they didn't know about what was going on and what was happening in Brother Bobby Hemmitt. Because I promise you, and I can say this with all love, and I can say this with all sincerity. If Brother Bobby Hemmitt came back and was trying to speak, one of the first places he would stop would be here, right here, right here, right? I know that for a fact. And I truly also really feel in my heart because tonight I was looking over some of my notebooks and I was reading some of my notes that I had taken when me and Bobby would get on the phone and I would ask him questions. He would share things with me. Many of you know once he stopped doing readings, he selected me as his student. I say this, my words, not him, but he did select me to pass on the reading that he used to do. And he showed me how to do that reading. Many of you had that reading from me back in the day. It was what I call the God Goddess reading that I would do for people. That was the reading that Brother Bobby Hemmitt handpicked me to do. And a lot of people were in their feelings about it, mostly brothers. They were feeling some kind of way because I was somewhat new, but yet Bobby had taken to me in this kind of way. And still to this day, very, very close to him, very close to him, and learned so much from Brother Bobby Hemmitt, about the work, about how to navigate, this whole thing of spirituality and even his guidance that he has given to me about staying pure to who I am, not changing, not allowing myself to, fall into these traps. These are lessons that have still kept me solid in doing what I'm doing right now. In fact, many of you know the story because you've been there with me, right? How I met Brother Panic was through Brother Bobby. I knew Bobby first. And Panic was the person because Bobby didn't like getting on the computer and doing stuff. And Panic would do a lot of the research for him. And Panic would do put things up, put things up for him and do a lot of work. And so that's how me and Panic connected was through Brother Bobby Hemmitt. Was through Brother Bobby Hemmitt. And so many nights, a lot of the channels and a lot of the things that I would get, I would share that with Brother Bobby Hemmitt. And he would share with me different things that he's seen from me in the spirit world. And I would share things with him, and he would go into the different channels with me and to help me to understand them. He would mention them in his lecture. He had a lot of people that he mentored and he talked to, but me and Bobby would stay on the phone for hours and hours at night. And Linda would be there and she'd say, "Oh, you talking to Blue, y'all talking." And he would share things with me, information and things that I carry in my heart to this day. So m- many people knew Bobby. Many people were able to speak to Bobby because he was very close to them, but very few people were very, very close to Bobby. And I know that I was one of those people and still am that's very, very close to Bobby. Not just somebody to speak to from time to time, but had a very close relationship with him and with Linda as well. Yeah. Yeah. So this was extra special for me. Extra, extra special. Sometimes I don't mention his name a lot because sometimes I get emotional and not in a bad way. Not in a bad way, but just emotional, for some of the things. But we grow, we move on, and we're in different phases in our lives. And the work that Brother Bobby Hemmitt had put out into the world, it's timeless. For me, it's timeless. And I understand the real meanings of it. What some of his work meant to me 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 6 years ago. Every time I listen, every time I hear or go back and listen to a show that we did or read some of the notes that I read, I have a deeper, more personal, more intimate understanding of what that message meant at that particular time. And I think sometimes we get lost in that when we hear, those who have come before us. And I consider himself to be someone who has come before me, that paved the way, as many have paved the way. And so for me to be on this journey, and to be able to look back and say, I've been doing this for 14, 15, 16, 17 years. Like it's mind blowing, you guys. I promise you, it seemed like just yesterday that I sat down in this seat, not literally this seat, but you know what I mean. But I sat down in this seat and I was on that quest to try to understand me, to try to understand me, to try to really understand, where do I fit in this world? Where? Because there was something calling me, but I didn't know what that calling was. I didn't understand what it was. I knew it was something. I knew it wasn't corporate America because I was failing greatly there, even though I was working so hard. But then I realized, what are you working for? Like, what are you working for? And I'm not talking about the monetary side of it, but I'm talking about the side of it that cussed me out back in the day because I said penal instead of pineal on the phone when I talked to him for the first time. How, Brother Bobby Hemmitt cussed you out because you said penal instead of pineal. Listen, well, I have that same story. Dr. Delbert Blair went off on me because I because I said penile instead of pineal. Dr. Delbert, I think it's in the recording. I think I have it's in the show. And he told me before we went live on the show, he said, say it with me. Ms.Blue, say it with me. Pineal. It is not a penile. Because I was calling it penile. The penile gland, you know? But it felt like that was just yesterday. And that's what I'm telling you all. Like that time went by like that. Just like that. Here we are. Just like that. That time went by. That quick. A blink of an eye. A blink of an eye. Yeah. Yeah, Dr. Delbert Blair. And I spent many nights listening to him because, I had my alien stories. And back then, he was one of the few teachers that even wanted to touch that subject in the way that Dr. Delbert Blair touched it. And we sat on the phone and we talked and we talked and we talked. It was an amazing sister who actually introduced me to Dr. Delbert Blair. And so, I started the show off talking about how certain things were handed to me. I was really, really blessed, still am very much blessed, where all of these master teachers, some who have moved on, either in the physical, they have moved on, or they've moved on into another incarnation. These teachers came to me. Some of them I went out and I connected with, like Queen Afua. And like Brother Bobby Hemmitt, I met him through Brother Ogun when I was studying with the Kemites. Same thing, my whole sort of kind of down the rabbit hole with the I almost said their name, the Nuwabians. Is that how you say it? Nuwabians? Yeah, and Dr. York. And all of a sudden here I am on a phone call with one of his lawyers. And I said, well, why don't you come on and do a show? I didn't know anything about Dr. York. That was all behind me. That was all behind me, even though there was rumors going around that I was one of his main psychics. I was one of Dr. York's psychics. I'm like, I didn't even know I was psychic when Dr. York was doing his thing. These powerful teachers who came to the planet, who were here doing some powerful work. Some of their work very controversial. I'm not going let's just keep it a buck. but doing some very, very powerful work of these teachers who were ahead of me. And a lot of them are still here. A lot of them are still here. And for some of you, I am that teacher. I am that teacher that many of you are seeing. I am that teacher to you that has been here. Some of you, your mothers and fathers were listening to me and you kind of grew up listening to me. Now you done went to college and graduated, about to get your own families, doing different things. And that's how things have evolved themselves in that kind of way. You understand? Mm. Oh, Sheila, thank you. So powerful. So we can't wait till people pass on or get to the point where their work is not here to not celebrate them. So I love how you all celebrate me. And tonight was special in so many ways. I don't even know if I have the words right now to put in how special it was at this moment because sometimes I long for some of these connections. And I know sometimes, I guess I can take my headset off now. That was kind of hurting me a little bit. But to have Brother Aldi come on and just his story alone, don't get me wrong, um, is a powerful testimony and someone I would be interested in having on the show. Whether or not he was Brother Bobby Hemmitt's brother would be very irrelevant because I think his message, his passion, and just his story um, was powerful. And we need to hear these kinds of stories from people who are living, breathing, and have these stories to tell. Yeah. Was real, real kind of got me right here for that for a minute. But what a beautiful thing. What a beautiful. Oh, thank you, Brittany Vibes. Oh, thank you. I don't consider myself to be a master teacher, but I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll definitely take that. So, but I wanted to say what I wanted to move on and I wanted to continue to say is that I want to get back to doing the interviews. And I was just thinking about that tonight and sort of reminiscing because when I write notes like I talk. And so it is the conversation of me and Brother Bobby having this conversation. And I was asking him a question about something, and he was sort of kind of giving me some insight back and forth on it. And I wrote down what I said, wrote down what he said. And, I even put my little smiley face. And when I was laughing, when I put the explanation, when he told me something that I thought was a little too out there, a little too, whoo, what was that? Thing there. And so for his brother to come by, um, I know that Brother Bobby had a hand in that, for his spirit to just be called to come by. And so sending them all so much love. It's incredible. It's incredible. And then just given a couple of days ago, it was Brother Panic's birthday. Um, And shouts out to him. I was wearing my Wicked shirt. I didn't remember it was his birthday. I'm kind of bad with birthdays. Hell, I'm bad with my own birthday, both spiritual and physical. So, that day and love to Brother Panic. The work that we did together was so very powerful. And I will forever cherish that work when we were working together. And I personally feel it's some of the best work, some of the best of my work, some of the best of his work, with everyone. Sometimes these situations when we're together, when people come on the platform, I I'm grateful for it all. So if I had to go on record and say my say on it, I'm grateful for it all No matter how it ended, no matter why it ended, I'm still grateful for it all, for every single bit of it. Every single bit of it. And I still feel the best is, yeah, the best is to come. Thank you for that, Brother Lance. Brother Lance said your interviews on Blog Talk were the best, baby. Yes, they were the best. They were the best. They were the first. It was quiet as it's kept. A lot of people don't want to give credit. That's how they even got put on. They didn't know nothing about no blog talk, none of that. But once I started interviewing Brother Bobby and Brother Panic was putting up all the posts on Facebook, that's when everybody started running. And I'm not going to call no names because I'm grateful for it because it's so many people who got activated from that show. Planet Remix was a lot to get activated. I remember back in the day, I would interview a lot of brothers and I would talk to a lot of brothers. And I started hearing this theme that they all would say. And I would say, well, what, made you sort of come into this consciousness? What sort of kind of woke you up? And they all, a whole bunch of them would say, well, I was reading Message to the Black Man. I was reading Message to the Black Man. I was reading Message to the Black Man, by Malcolm X. They were reading that book. And that book was an activation portal. And I know, even still to this day, that a large part of what we are calling the collective or the consciousness got activated from the remix. The remix will never go away. Why? Because Ms.Blue, the head mistress of the remix, I'm still here. It will never go away. And it's living in the heart and the souls of all of you all, of every single one of you. And so I had a chance to um, be a student because that's my favorite shit to do is to be a student and to learn. I love it. Truth be told, I'd rather any given day have someone here interviewing them rather than me up here running my mouth. But I recognize what I do as well too. And I was just saying, which I've been telling you guys this for a while, but it's coming in due time. I don't want to rush it. And but I have some very powerful interviews lined up that will be coming, where I will be bringing back because it felt so good to have Aldi here, and I didn't realize how much I really, in my soul, miss that. I just love people sharing their truth and their story. But I also recognize that spirit needed me to share minds. And for a long time, I didn't. I didn't because I was still trying to figure out my way in this. So I'm always going to be real and transparent with you all. And Kwan said, yes, we could tell. What you say, Kwan? We could tell you were enjoying. Yes, I wanted to really get in there and talk, but I also I want him to have his own space. And so I definitely will be inviting him to come back and, share with us his story. I think it's important. And many of you have stories as well, too. You know, I personally feel that these last couple of years have been very heavy on the whole soul group. I'll speak for everyone here of learning how to really grow. And one of the things I always tell you guys is that um, I want this to be a place where you can come. I've known that I would be the teacher for the teachers. And so that the people who come in this space, that I know that you would have your own sort of kind of soul tribe that you were nurturing and cultivating, most of you, or you'd be nurturing and cultivating yourself or the people in your life, and you would be growing in that way. And so a lot of times people came in this space expecting you're just the host and I just want to ask you a question, but I don't really want the fucking truth. And I ain't never been good at lying, and ain't never been good at bullshitting. And so for me, I always understood this was something that me and Brother Bobby Hemmitt talked about, me and Brother Panic talked about. We talked about this all the time. We are so much more interested in just the surface shit. We're trying to help you get to your soul level. Everyone who's worked from me, worked with me, Brother Bilal, we were interested. The whole quest that I have fused into this intention is that I'm interested in something greater than you just liking me. So for a long time, and people who listened to me for a long time, they listened, but they didn't like me. They didn't like my ass at all. They liked everybody else who came on the show but me, because when they spoke to me, I was the one that had to tell them what no one else was telling them. And sometimes it would take 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 2 months to come back and say, I just want to say thank you. I didn't like it when you told me that, but that literally helped save my life. That helped me shift and change and grow. Now, I try not to do that so much, because then I fell into a time period where I was giving milk and cookie. Yes, Quan, you took it. You took it out my mouth. The milk and cookies, because I found that people were just wanting milk and cookies, and people were out here just giving out milk and cookies. But what I also come to realize is that there were some people, no matter how old they were, no one had ever gave them milk and cookies. And I personally feel, as a mother, as someone who has two children I love dearly and very close to my heart, I feel like everybody deserves some milk and cookies. At some point, you need to get a little milk and cookies. But there's other points you can't. Sometimes milk and cookies can be the difference between you being here and not being here. And not that I'm in control of that or anybody else. But if you don't know you have options, then sometimes you're left in limbo. You're left in limbo. You understand? Mm-hmm. Okay, Quan. Quan said he don't want no more milk and cookies until next year. Okay, we're going to remember that. We're going to remember you don't want, everybody make a note. Quan don't want no more milk and cookies until next year. And so, for me, this work is soul work. And it's not that I want you to reach your greatest potential, but I wouldn't be doing you justice if I kept bullshitting you. And I'm just not good at that, because I don't like it when people do it to me. You understand? And I just know how great everybody is that come in this space. I don't care if this is your very first time here. I don't care if you've been listening for a long time. I know that if you are here, listen, 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 listen. You are that one. You are that one. And so, if I can share something with you, if I can pass a tool on to you that can help you get to the next level of you, then what other greatness could I ask for as someone who sits here to be of service and to help? What else? What is the greatest gift of a teacher? Is to see that. But we have so many things that we have to overcome and we have to grow past. And I've had my own grow points with this in my earlier days of my life. And we have to grow past this thing of thinking that when we're done with something, we have to destroy it. We have to grow past this thing of thinking that everything is a fucking competition. We have to grow past this thing of thinking that if I do something for you, you have to do something for me. We have to grow past some of these pain points that we're still carrying with us because it's holding us back. It's holding us back as a culture, it's holding us back as people. And if we're the ones to move the collective forward, not that we're taking responsibility for anyone else other than ourselves, then we have to be open to see past our own foolishness. This is why I tell you guys when you come into this space, what do I always say? How are you feeling? And then we have to be honest. We have to be honest. And I think sometimes we take that honesty within ourselves for granted. But I want to be the one to be able to lovingly assist you and lovingly call your ass out. I do that not out of my own sort of kind of insecurities, but I do that so I can call things to your attention. Because literally, sometimes somebody will take something that I said and give it back to me like they said it. No, that shit ain't cool because you're going to lose your identity that way. That's how you lose who you are. When you forget what is coming from you and what you're getting from the outside, there is no uniqueness in that. And if you're going to have success and growth in your life, you have to be able to distinguish what is authentically coming from you and what you're picking up from somewhere else. But some of these lessons you won't get until you get a chance to sit in the seat as the teacher. When you sit in the seat as a teacher, you're going to see this shit from a lens you ain't never seen it before. And it's going to blow your damn mind. And you're going to realize, ooh, damn, I was doing that at one point. I was doing that. This is not right. It's not so much that it's harmful to you because you won't be able to find yourself when you need yourself. Because there are times that you are going to need for your own sanity to be able to find you. And nobody else's words is going to activate you. Ms.Blue's words ain't going to activate you. It has to come from you. And if you're mimicking everything you come in contact with, you're not going to be able to distinguish who you are. You're not going to be able to do that. It's going to become so difficult to do that. You're going to be lost in a sea of illusion. This is what we see that's happening out here in the world. And it's not just, I don't want you to think it's us. This is a major problem on the planet. It's why there is that teeter-totter between this AI because everybody is putting their unique blueprint in and it's spitting that shit out to everybody else. And so now you're seeing where people are starting to sound the same because they're using the same system. And so it's more important, not that you can't use it because it is a powerful tool. But you have to learn how to encode your frequency in the work that you are doing. You have to learn how to do that. That is going to be the only separation. But 3 years ago, I told you it's going to be very challenging to grow up on planet Earth if you do not have the ability to tap into your intuition, your higher self and have discernment because your eyes and ears will not be able to tell when some shit is real and when it is not. When it is not. So this understanding about intuition and healing and how to tap into your intuitiveness, that is the most important work on the planet at this time. You are the most important work. So everybody teaching a class, I can teach you how to do marketing. I can teach you how to, no. I ain't never been on that shit because I can see light years ahead. The most important thing you need to know about is you. How does your technology function within you? That's the most important. If I drop you off and you can't get a Wi Fi signal, could you tune in to your higher self and do what you need to do? Can you do that when you under pressure and when you're not under pressure? Because you're going to need to utilize it in all atmospheres, whether you are in this physical plane or not. Don't let the noise cloud you. Don't let it. Don't let the noise cloud your ass out of your greatness. Don't let it. Don't let it crowd you out of your greatness. I'm just going to tell you, I haven't unleashed some things on this world, but if you know, you know. I want to say this: all of the products, everything that I have, every think class that I teach is for you to connect with you. And I understand why sometimes you all be like, I don't know, because you got to do the work. It's not a magic, I'm going to get the trick. Give me the cheat code and I'm going to punch the cheat code in and I don't have to do no work. Everything that I give you, you have to work. You got to put that work in there. That's right. I love y'all. I love y'all. Y'all love when I get like this. Look at Justin. He just enjoying this. Oh, Sheila, always. She encourages it. You all do. But that's what I love about y'all, because you're not afraid of the work. You are not afraid to get this work. And we call it work, but really it's about self-love. It's about growth. You're not afraid of it. And there's so many people in this world, you guys, that is afraid of this work. They would rather go fight a war. They would rather go homeless. They would rather go to prison. They would rather be isolated somewhere by themselves. They would rather be at home, you know, out of their own unknowing than to do their own internal work, because that's where it starts. But I want to make sure, I said it a couple of days ago, but I want to update what I feel about shadow work, because these next couple of days, and even in this particular week, we are going to be facing what the world calls shadow work. But I want you to understand what that really is. Self love and growth is the real shadow work. True enough, it is a new moon in Taurus, and we are in darkness, especially those of us on the Western Hemisphere. We're in darkness. We're in darkness. This is a fact, right? But guess what? Never forget, you are the light. You, you the light. You are the light. And you're going to be called to come out of darkness this week and come into the light. So, I'm going to read some of my own personal notes here. You guys see that? I don't know if y'all could, if you can read my scribble scrabble oracle note here. But I wrote down some activation statements. I'm going to give you some of my personal activation statements. I would encourage you to write your own. You can take what I have here, modify it, put your own energy into it, and make it your own so you can begin to write work with this here. So when I was talking to the moon tonight, yes, I love talking to the moon, there were some questions that really came up. And one of those questions is, what do you really want? And I know this is something we ask ourselves all the time, but we need to ask ourselves this all the time, because I don't know about you, but it's changing. It's changing for me. What I really wanted a couple of months ago, and I was just it's I don't want it the same way. I don't want some of the things I don't want at all anymore. And some of the things that I thought I didn't want is what I desperately want. And tonight, Aldi kind of helped me remind me of how I love that space to be able to connect and to talk. But I'm also going to tell you, no, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to put that out into the ethers. I'm not. I'm not going to put that out into the ethers at this time, but you all will see it. How about I'll do the action and then I'll quantify what I'm saying. But here are some activation statements that I came up with, and that is number 1, what is it that I want? And if I had to get really, really honest with myself right now, honest, I'm talking about real, raw, and honest. What do I need to handle right now? What is it that I need to take care of? I need to get in order and I need to handle right now. These are the 2 questions. And so I want you to know that I took action on what I needed to handle right now. Like, to get honest, like, it is out of control. I need to handle this now. This is bothering me. It's irritating me. I got to fix it. And I will tell you, it has to do with my studio here that I've never got in order. This is a big part of it. And all of these books and books and books and books and books and books and books. And I had to really challenge myself and say, why are you really holding on to all of these books? Some I understand, but what is it? I have to come face to face with that. And I know you guys have heard me who've listened for years and years. I said, "Oh, I'm going to give away a lot of these books, because a lot of these books, some of them I never read, and some of them I just got them because they was on the list to get, and some of them is this reason. Some of these I really love and I read all the time, and I have these, and some are just reference books, some are out of print books, some you'll never get again in your lifetime book. But what about the rest of them? Why do you have them? What what's the reason? And at what cost are you willing to keep the books? For what reason? So that's a part of what I really, really have to handle. I have to organize some things, all of my crystals and all of, all of my art supplies. I got enough art supplies that I probably could fulfill 3 or 4 elementary schools and all the classrooms, and the kids could have anything that they can think of. I have this. So I've had to check myself on that. So that was the first question. Second one, activation statements, because that's enough right there. And I would say just pick that one thing and start moving on. Remember, I said it's Taurus season. Taurus season is where you get rid of addictions, habits. It's where you get back into alignment, on the right path, on the right course for you. For some, it may be your health. And I'm talking about your health in all area, health in your relationships, health in your finances, health as far as your physical body, your mental body, right? Health in your environment, your sacred space where you live. It could be your health. It could be a number of things, but really, really get honest, get real with yourself, not beating yourself up, but just having that honest conversation about where are you, what shit needs to get cut out. And then get honest next. What is it that you want? And I mean, really, really get honest about yourself, about what you want. Not the fantasy, not the fantasy, not not the fantasy. I got to say that again. Not the fantasy. What is it that you want? And I want you to think about your day to day life. Your day to day life. What is it that you want? Not the fantasy. I'm not saying not to dream. We're going to have our dreams, but I'm talking about something that you know is real. And anything is possible. But if you give yourself a dream that, oh, I'm a, I'm gonna let me think of something. I'm going to travel the world and live and work city to city. How long have you had that dream? Have you had that dream for more than 2 or 3 years? Then it's safe to say that that's a fantasy because you're not doing anything to get there. It's a fantasy. Put it in the fantasy category. I'm not saying you can't go back to the fantasy category, but put it in the fantasy category. And then I need you to tell me what is it that you want, because all that's saying is that that has to stay in fantasy land until you take care of some things that you want and need at this time before you can get to it. So if you've had something and you've been going after it and going after it for 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7, or even more years, and nothing is moving the needle forward, it's a fantasy. And what a fantasy is, it doesn't mean it's not real. It means that there is something you must put in place before the fantasy can turn into a dream and the dream can turn into reality. Are we all tracking here? Is this making sense to anyone? So I'm not telling you to get rid of it, but I'm telling you, you have to be wise enough to say that's a fantasy. Or what's going to happen is you're going to wake up 15, 20 years from now and ain't shit got done. You didn't get the fantasy and you're not living life. You're just in limbo, in between. You're in limbo. Nothing has happened. So we're going to push it up to a fantasy. And now we're going to look at, what do we want right now? And start building from that. That's the honesty. Because once you take care of that, you are moving closer to the fantasy. You're making way for the fantasy to become real. It stays in the fantasy because it can't be real, because you're not doing things in this day-to-day life to bring it out of the fantasy dimension into the dream dimension, into the dimension where it can become reality. So once you get very clear with that, then we can go into some of the new moon activation statements. Here are some of mine. Number 1, I plant only what nourishes my soul. Seems kind of simple. I plant only what nourishes my soul. Seems simple. Simple ass statement. My guides were like, yes, Blue, yes, that's a good one. And then I thought, I plant. How do we plant something? I want you to think of your mind as soil. I want you to think of your feelings, your thoughts, and your actions and your words as seeds. And every time you speak, every time you take an action or a non action, every time you have a feeling, every time you have an emotion, you are planting. You are planting. Because the first step of the planting, it comes in through the mind. Well, the first time it's conceptualized, it's in the mind. Through the creation process, it comes in through the mind. Is when you realize it. Now, at a soul level, it might have been churning, but when the realization hits, is when you're planting seeds. That's a big statement. But I said, I can handle it. I can handle it. But the difference is when you do affirmations, when you do activation statements under a new moon, you are making a creed. You are committing. You are giving your consent. You are giving your energetic consent. You are signing an agreement with your spirit. So, this is the point of doing activation statements. You're signing an agreement, you're entering into an agreement with your spirit, whether you're conscious or unconscious. When you put that activation statement and you do it under a new moon, you are surrendering over to what you are committed to. Good, bad, or indifferent. It doesn't judge. It just says, Blue says, I plant only what nourishes my soul. Who judges what nourishes your soul? Who gets to judge? This is nourishing, this is not. Who gets to judge? No one judges that. So that means if I sit here all day and beat myself up for some shit I just need to face, forgive, decide how I'm going to move forward, then guess what? It still gets planted. No one is judging that. No one is going to come back and say, oh, well, she doesn't want that. Certainly she doesn't want that. No, that's going to get planted too. So, big statement. Take it how you want to take it. Next one, I embody beauty. I embody worth, and I embody peace. This has been an activation statement of mine for a while. I don't know if y'all can tell or not, but I've been on this for a minute. But the beauty is not just skin deep in beauty, but it is in how I see the world. It's how I see others, right? Of course, it starts with me. It starts with the beauty inside myself, right? Yeah, and it also goes to the beauty of how I see myself externally, the reflection of how I see myself. That is just as important as the internal reflection of how we see ourselves. And contrary to popular belief, you can see yourself as beautiful on the inside and see a very different reality of how you see yourself outside of yourself. Now, some people may debate that, but I'm up for that debate. But it is possible. And I know for a fact because it has happened to me. I see myself beautiful inside, but I didn't see myself as beautiful on the outside. I seen a very different reality of me outside as I did the reality of who I was. And being able to merge that beauty together, as well as everyone and everything that's in my life. That doesn't mean that there isn't a contrast happening in the world. This is not about escaping reality, but in fact, it is embracing and commanding the reality that I am committed to being connected and creating, co creating a reality of beauty, right? Because we get to choose. I don't have to live into a reality that is contrast to what I desire my reality to be. But a lot of times we get kind of tricked out of that thinking, oh, this is the way the world is, and we got to wait 4 years, and maybe we can change it. No, I can change that reality today, how I see it, how I interact with the world that I am co creating with. And so that beauty, embodying it, because when you embody something, that means you've done alchemy with it. That means that you have what they call physical wins and non physical wins of that reality. That means you can quantify that shit. I can show you the beauty from within. I have real life examples of that beauty coming out in my world, me seeing the beauty in others. Like I'm literally looking around in my universe and I know that this is real and I'm embodying it. I see the reflection in the people who are closest to me and that know me the most, right? I can see this in some of the simplest things in my life that really have no connection with me and know nothing about me. It is being reflected back. And I can honor that within all of my experiences and things that I have. So embodying beauty, embodying worth, which I think is so important, right? We might need to bring worth to the table in a different kind of way because this speaks to abundance, it speaks to finances. And Taurus season really is where we learn where this energy is out of balance for us. when it comes to abundance and our wealth and finances and what we're worth, like the physical worth. What are you physically worth? How do you know your worth? And please don't tell me you know your worth just by what you charge somebody or what someone pays you, because that's a fraction of what you're worth. You understand? People are not paying you necessarily for what you're worth. That's not what you're getting paid. You don't look for your worth to be only locked into one dimension. You need to have worth in your relationships, in your friendships, in your connections with other people and how they connect back with you. And you need to have worth within yourself that is not validated by anything outside of who you are. There was a situation that I had with a friend of mine's for a long time ago. Oh, you're so welcome, Aldi. I didn't know you were still here, brother Aldi. Give thanks. Yes, I will be reaching out. We'd love to have you come back, but to understand your worth. And I remember when it was a friend of mine's, and she was in a relationship with this man, and this man lived outside the country. And he was telling her he wanted her to go find a realtor in the local Austin area and wanted her to look at some houses. And he gave her a budget because they were planning on getting married. And he gave her a budget of something like $8 or $9 million. Like the house couldn't be over $8 or $9 million. And she wanted me to go with her. And she said, Blue, I want you to come with me because I'm going to be looking at some houses and I have to send them to my fiance to see if this is going to be the house that we move into. And I said, well, if I have time, I'll try to go with you if I have time that day or whatever. And she was like, you don't want to go with me to go see this house? And I said, no. And she said, oh, so she seen me the next day. She said, oh, I talked to my fiance and he told me that I can pick 3 of my friends and he will make 3 of my friends millionaires. I know this seems like a funny story, but I promise you guys, this is real life. This happened. 3 of my friends, he's going to make 3 of my friends millionaires. And she said, and I picked you because you've just kind of been like a big sister to me because she was younger than me, to make you a millionaire. And I said, I'm already a millionaire. I said, in fact, I'm a multi-millionaire. And she said, you are? I say, yeah. So she's giving me this look like, I'm kind of confused. Don't be confused. I said, the work that I get to do in this world, the people I have in my life, my health that I have, my mind that I have, my ability to be able to make decisions for myself, that is worth millions of dollars, if not billions. So you can give that money and make another friend, you can make them the millionaire. I'll pass because I'm already a multimillionaire. I don't need that. I'm already blessed. And she was like, oh, besides, I knew that this guy was using her for money, but that's another story. That's another story for another day. But I would have said it regardless. I promise you, because that's truly how I feel. So I don't want you to ever think that your worth is tied into one dimension because it's not. Your worth is not tied into one dimension. And so knowing your worth is more than just what the job is going to pay you and what other people are going to pay you. But you have to know your worth in order for you to do that. Knowing your worth actually allows you the freedom to really have a wide range of things that you can do and receive because you understand your own worth. So, you have to embody that. You have to live that. And when you do, it changes the way you move. It changes how you see the world. It changes how you understand yourself. You don't put yourself in compromising positions. You don't allow yourself to be in unhealthy situations, relationships, jobs, or anything. You don't take others for granted. You don't take yourself for granted. Because if I know that I'm worth that, then I know you're worth that too. And I hold you in the same light as I hold myself. Most everybody does. Because what other light are you holding a person in than how you understand and you perceive and see yourself, right? So I embody worth and I embody peace. Peace simply means to be still. A big part of peace is, can you be still? I know that may not be a big thing for a lot of you, but it took a lot for me to be still. I think I told the story years ago. Like, I went to the doctor because it was years I was going off of like 2-3 hours of sleep. I couldn't be still. I just could not be still. Granted, it was a lot going on at that time in my life, but I embody peace. I can be still. I can be still. I can lay down and go to rest and not worry about if I'm going to wake up. I can go to I can actually calm my mind without going into a forced meditation. I can have peace. That is the whole purpose of these practices that we do. The stillness, the moving in nature, to sitting with ourselves and setting intention to go into prayer or meditation. We're looking for peace. A big part of that is, can you be still? Can you center yourself and be still? To be at peace. Can you be still? Can you be still? You know, be at peace. Your mind ain't racing here. It ain't going there. You just at peace. You're being still. That's why when people say, uh, uh, um, peace be with you. Be still. Can you be still? Can you be at peace? Or is it always the external, just constantly thriving you, moving you, and your mind just going and going and going and going and going? And it's a big part of our healing when we sleep. It's such a powerful, powerful, powerful time when you can rest. And resting is not always in what we would call sleep. Resting is in the peace. When you live your truth, eventually you will automatically embody it. Many speak it, but don't live it. So it's hard to embody it. It can be, yes, and that's a true statement. Many people don't live their truth because many people haven't stopped to really define what their truth is, because truth is subjective. You can't just look at a person and tell their truth. Everyone gets to own their own truth. But that is the key. You have to own your truth. I can't own your truth for you and it does something for you. You got to own it, because it's only real if you own it. It ain't real if your mama own your truth, if your daddy own your truth. That doesn't make it real. It only becomes real if you can own it. Ain't no need in me owning your truth and you can't own it. What good is that going to do? That's not doing no good. You have to own it. So embodying peace. And so my next activation statement is, every step I take is blessed by the earth and guided by the stars of my soul. I'll say that one again. Every step I take is blessed by the earth and guided by the stars of my soul. And this part right here takes me back to Brother Bobby Hemmitt, and we would have conversations about the stars. I remember when I first told him that I used to have a star when I was little that would follow me around, and we would talk about the stars, and he would tell me about the stars and, how everybody on earth has their own star. We all have our star. We all are star children. We are breathing and inhaling thousands of pounds of stardust and exhaling stardust every single day. You are breathing in stardust, which is nothing but light codes when you can activate them. It's light that you're taking in, it's intel that you're actually breathing in. And when you're in the right frequency, uh when you're in the right vibration, your body can use this intel. It can use it. That's why breath work is so powerful. So, every step I take is blessed by the earth and guided by the stars of my soul. And so that is the activation statement. And like Brother Aldi was saying, these are affirmations. And to say them, you guys know how I feel about the mirror work, of getting in that mirror, saying it, reflecting it, looking at yourself, right? And so for the Taurus and new moon, the last one I have written down is under the new moon. I anchor my dreams and wishes into living form. I anchor my dreams and wishes into living form. Remember what I told you all about wishes. And for those of you who have wish magic, you know what I say about that. The mind doesn't have the ability to wish. Wishes only come from the heart. The heart holds wishes. That's why children can wish. That's why children wishes are so powerful, because our largest magnetic field on the physical body is your chest cavity, where your heart chakra is. And that is one of the largest portals on your body. If you're a woman, you also have your womb, which is another magnetic portal. And so, women, we can actually we have two hearts, one in our chest, and we have a heart in our womb. And we can use the heart in our womb to expand our magnetic field. That's why they would always say, and you would hear the elders talk about, when you have a woman to bless you or pray over you, you receive a double blessing. Not that a man can't give you a double blessing, because they certainly can. And men have other powers that they are able to activate within their physical body as well. But women, you have two hearts. We have to be able to be conscious of both of our hearts and recognize that this is our largest magnetic field. And so, whatever energy we are taking in and how we feel, that's why it's so important for women to feel a certain way about who they are, what they're doing in the world, and their bodies and their physical bodies. Women, it's critical for the divine feminine to feel good about her bodies. You can see men have the ability to push beyond that, because they do have a different superpower within them. And so their bodies are important, and some men more than others, but really they have the ability to push past that. For women, it can be a clutch that holds us back if we don't feel good about our body or any of our body parts. It can greatly impact us, because in our womb is where our second heart is. And so we hold a lot of energy in that magnetic field, and we are constantly magnifying this. Yes, this is what I say all the time, prophecy child, too, is to write these affirmations down. I would say to everyone, you definitely can sleep with them underneath your pillow. This is something that goes back to the ancient days, even in ancient Egypt. The children were said to have wrote down certain things at different times of the years, and they would place them underneath their heads when people would go into the dream. What they would call the dream temples, where they would meet with the priest if they had some troubles or some problems or had something going on with them. They would go into the temple. The priest would greet them, give them some sort of tea, tincture, and put their body into a pose or a position, maybe tie their hand behind their back, put their leg, which really were yoga poses that we know, or different, using the body as a mantra, as a mudra. They would move the body in different positions, and they would sleep on a cot that night. And the priest would come by, and whatever was troubling them, write it on the papyrus and slip it underneath their head while they were sleeping at night. And when they would wake up the next morning, they would have an answer to whatever was troubling them. There is a famous stellar, if you can get your hands on it or read it. I have a copy of one of the books that I acquired some many moons years back, called The Dream Stella out of Ancient Egypt, Kemet. They talk about all of these techniques that have been passed down from generation to generation, from eons. And so it's always good to sleep with it. But what I would tell you to do, and many of you who have the veil breaker kit and you have your red envelopes, this would be beautiful for you to take your veil breaker red envelope that you have, your manifestation envelope, and to place it inside that envelope and to place it on a window where it will be exposed to the night, because the moon is in darkness right now, right? The new moon, we're coming into this darkness phase. And so, excuse me. And by the way, thank you to everyone who is purchasing the Sky Quest. But so the moon is in its darkness phase for right now. And then we'll be moving to the waxing crescent moon. And then we'll go into the first quarter. And then we'll go into the waxing Gibson moon. And then on to the full moon. You don't have to keep it there every day, but I would say at least 3 days, because between 3 to 4 days, or depending on where you live in the world, you keep this in your windowsill, right? And if you don't have an envelope, just kind of fold it with your affirmation. Make sure you sign it and paste it in your window so it can get that moonlight in there, right? And then afterwards, you're going to want to put it in a sacred space. And so we work, you are planting seeds. Remember, I told you, in your mind, you're planting seeds. How do we plant seeds? Our words, our actions, our thoughts, and our feelings is how we plant seeds, or non actions. And the mind is the soil. And during this new moon, when you set this intention, by the way, if you have wish magic, this is the perfect time to pull it out. Start working with wish magic again, because this is when you are putting your wishes, planting your seeds. And as we get into the full moon, this is when you will begin to start seeing these seeds. These seeds should start to sprout, meaning you should start seeing these changes happening in your physical life. You should start seeing things start to shift and to change. It's a powerful way that we can begin to start working with our energy, as well as energy of the divine and the collective, to be able to move past that energy. So I wanted to share that with you all. Those are just some of my statements. I would encourage you to write your own. I would love for you to share, maybe not all of them, but maybe in the comment section after we get off of here, you can share, one of your statements that you can have to begin to work with there. I think it's the perfect time for you to be working with a Quest, with Sky Quest. I want to say thank you to everyone who purchased Sky Quest. I hope y'all enjoy the art, activation art that's on there. Make sure you click through the pictures on the site, because it was done by yours truly. I love making activation art. There is the link right there. No, that ain't the link. Disregard, disregard. That's not the link. Let me get the link for you. I'm going to get the link for you. I'm going to get the link. But here is the link. And so let me know, how was that for you all? Did that give you some things to work with? If you want to work with the crystal, I think it's perfect to work with any crystal during this particular time. And I'm going to use the kit that Marjorie got me. And let's see here. Mm, okay. Um, hmm. Okay. And so if I had to give you energy centers, chakras to work with, they would be, here we go. It's going to be the root chakra, the solar plex chakra, and the heart chakra. And if you want to know where I got these from, this was gifted to me a few years back by Margie, who's a part of the soul group. She made these for me. It was at a time that I had made these orgone hand chargers, and she made these versions for me and gifted them to me. I think it was during a self-invested class. I'm not sure. But number one, I would say work with your root chakra. This root chakra here is going to be powerful, especially during this Taurus season, because this has everything to do with number one, it has to do with the first family. So, a lot of issues with the family is maybe coming to the surface for some of us now, and has to do with relationships. And the first chakra has to do with this. It also has to do with how we feel about safety. How safe do you feel? How safe do you feel in your body, in your mind? How safe are you in your city, in your community, your country, your state? How you feel about these things in your life has absolutely everything to do with that. How do you feel about your worth? This is going to tie into your worth, even though we can look at your self worth and we can find that in another energy center that is more prominent. It's also going to be in this root chakra, about how grounded you are. There's going to be a lot of upgrades that come from the planet Earth, right? While we're in Taurus season this time of the year, and quiet as is kept, we get most of our psychic impressions from the planet Earth. So, as the brother Aldi was speaking about tonight, about your food, the food that you eat, be cautious about what you put in your mouth or what you take in, what kind of things you're listening to, what you're connecting yourself with. But this is a great time to make some great leadway when it comes to your foundation, and also for the root chakra of getting to the root of what's actually going on and what's happening. The other energy center, I just spoke about this, the largest energy center on the physical body is the heart chakra, is to begin to start working with that heart chakra front and back. Are you in the energy of giving and receiving? I know if you're here and I know if you're listening to me, you definitely are a giver, but how well do you receive? How well are you receiving? One of the things I would tell you to do to practice receiving, when you're sitting down, I want you to visualize a ray of light entering in through the back, the whole back cavity of your back. And you can pick any color you want, but just visualize this ray of light just coming in through the back of your heart chakra. And you can sync it with your breathing. And so when you're breathing out, visualize this ray of light coming in. And as this ray of light is coming in, I want you to remind yourself, I am loved, I am safe, and I deserve to be here. These are three phrases that I always love using because, one, they are so healing, they are so freeing, and you should feel a shift in your energy, because many of you, when you're leaking your energy, it's usually from the back of your heart chakra. Especially if you find it hard for you to generate finances, you find it hard to communicate and express your feelings and your emotions, or if you just feel like you're not moving forward in your life as you want at this particular time. This is a time for you to really just be open to receiving. Okay. And then the last one is the solar plex chakra, because this has everything to do with self-esteem and the free will, the solar plex. This is where you actually hold your own emotions and your feelings for yourself. You hold your feelings for you, your feelings for how you feel about the world and how you feel about everyone else and everything else in your life. This is in your heart chakra. But how you feel about yourself personally is what you hold in your solar plex. This is your solar plex energy. And if you don't know where your solar plex is, just take your hand, place it on your belly button, right? You're going to place it right on your belly button, and you're just going to go up just a little bit right there. So it's almost at that hip bone. That's why when a soul is about ready to transition, one of the things that you will find is that they will fall and break their hip, because most souls, this is where they enter into the body. And most souls don't actually physically enter the body until after they're getting ready to take their first breath, right? So when babies are getting in position in their mother's womb, they usually do not just enter the body, completely enter the body, until right before the baby is getting ready to be born. But this solar plex is where you're holding your emotions and feelings for yourself. And so, what I want you to do is, whenever you're feeling something, maybe you feel triggered, or maybe something comes up or something has happened, I want you to tune into your solar plex energy and just take a couple of deep breaths, drop down in your body, and sit right there in that space, right there in that space. Because this is also what the Buddhist monks would call the position right behind this. If you go up a little bit, and right behind it is one of the points of what they call the Dantian, right? So usually when you see them sitting in that position, and they talk about people levitating, they got to get real good about getting into that space. But it is here where you can begin to start asking questions about yourself, how you feel about your self worth, how, questions you want to know about you. This is here. It's also one of the points of the seat of the soul is also there. Although I feel there's many seats of the soul. So these will be the three that I would say would be, oop, and I just dropped one. So we're going to leave that there because it went under the desk. But the green one, the heart chakra, the root chakra, and the solar plex chakra, those would be the three to work with. And as far as crystals to work with during Taurus season, I can think of so many. I think they all would be perfect in whatever just sort of kind of calls you, but nothing would be sweeter than to get yourself a citrine crystal. And one of the reasons I love citrine crystals is because this is a crystal that never needs to be cleared. It never needs to be clear, because its vibration and frequency is so high that negative energy or low vibrations cannot stick to it. It's one of the reasons why in feng shui, this is the crystal they consider to call prosperity. And when you go into many businesses and homes, you will often see a citrine crystal nearby. It's excellent for helping you to see your worth. It also can help you to raise your frequency and your vibration as well. The citrine crystal is there when you really, really want to tap deep into yourself and really think about your self worth, right? And we know how to wake up a crystal, right? All you got to do is tap on it. Set your intention and tap on it. There is a whole collective consciousness that lives inside this crystal. It's thousands upon thousands of years old that it took to form this crystal right here. So it's a crystal that is so readily available. I would encourage you to get you a citrine crystal and work with it. And then last but not least, I want to show you all this. I don't pull this out often. Do y'all know what this is? Anybody know what this is? I'm going to show you what this is. Let me get one right here. This is something that I had for many, many years. And what this is, it is actually a real blue sapphire. It's a sapphire crystal, a raw sapphire crystal. I usually take these sapphire crystals and put them in my belly button. They are so powerful, especially when it comes to doing alchemy work. Sapphire is there. It is such a divine crystal, so unique. This little sapphire. Yeah, this little bag right here, you would have thought I was buying illegal drugs as much as that little bag of sapphires cost me. But it is a powerful crystal. But any of the crystals that you get, it's a powerful time to begin to work with them. It's even a powerful time if you know you're going to be working with your jewelry or with your crystal, that you take your jewelry and your crystal and you put it in the moonlight in a window where it can get some moonlight. But don't put it somewhere where somebody can see it and they break in your house and steal your jewelry, right? Don't lay it out like that. But definitely make sure that you do let it get some moonlight. Set some new intention over what you are working with, set some intention and begin to pull out these tools and these things that we have been working with for some time so that we can have it. I think it's a beautiful time to really tap into your magic and really get into these things to really assist us as we continue to grow up. Listen, thank you to everyone who is getting Sky Quest. Do y'all see there? And you're going to get this. And inside of here, this is everything. Like, I don't think I've ever done this before, but this is absolutely everything. This is the transmission I receive from the Galactic Oracle Council. I put everything in there about the codes, about the ascension process, about the 5D frequency. I give you all of the commands, everything that I have channeled, everything that is there. I love that. Miss Rich said, I took my son to the crystal shop. My son picked up citrine crystal. It was great to see their enthusiasm in the store. It was my first time taking them. I'm so grateful. I enjoy it. Yes. Sugarlight. Oh, hey, Chef Amira. Good to see you. Yes, Sugarlight is a good crystal too. Matter of fact, I think I have a piece here. I think I have a piece here. I sure do. This was gifted to me many years ago. You guys you keep me zooted up. Here's a piece of sugar light right here with a copper crystal right there. Let me move this out the way so I can show you. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, this was handmade. I got this. Mhm. It's good. It's energetic. It works with the light body. Yeah, and it helps you to raise your vibration, to remove the low frequency patterns. But I want you all get that Sky Quest. You get all of the transmissions, you get everything that's in there. I also give you the access sheet to show you how to access it, and you'll be able to access it and be able to work with it. Some powerful times, and thank you. It is so elegant. I've worn it maybe once or twice, but it's so beautiful. And forgive me, I can't remember who actually got it for me. It's been a gift for so long. I have so many things you guys have sent me from all over the world that I'm so grateful for. And I have this too, and I can't remember exactly what this is, but it's a famous nut. I can't remember where it came from or what it is, but anywho, but yeah, so any crystal that you want to work with at this time is so powerful. Pull out all of your beautiful tools. I have this I was playing. This is my head Haru sistrum that was handcrafted and made in Egypt, just like the ones that came out of the temple. It was made the same way. So pull out all of your magical tools, and this is the time to play and have fun and listen to music and dance and have good food, like Brother Aldi Hemmitt was speaking about tonight, to be able to have that and to nourish your body, your mind, and all of these powerful things, is to do that. And just to enjoy, just to enjoy. So that is going to do it for me. I love you all so much. I want to say thank you. I'm looking here. I see you guys who have purchased. Don't forget to like, share, come back and comment. And also, for those of you who are part of the Futuristic Activation group, you will be getting this week. I'm going to give you the forecast. I'm going to give you the magic for the month. Hey, Priestess Erica, I didn't see you. Mega Miss Little, good to see you. Good to see you, Miss Rich, everyone coming in. But I'm going to be sending that out to you all, and you will be getting it. And so I'm going to give you some extra activation dates this month for you to begin to work with. Plus, we're going to be doing our second quarter call. Yeah, that part. We're going to get on a live cosmic call. We're going to be on Zoom. We're going to do that. Still not too late. People are still joining the Futuristic Activation 101 2025 group. You still can do that as well. So remember, we have 3 months, and really up until the time of July 22nd, we will see the fruits of our labor. It is time for us to plant those seeds. Have an amazing week. You know, um, Keep yourself grounded, keep yourself hydrated, stay in the place of love. Stay in the place of love. I cannot tell you that. Make sure you are checking in with your intuition. It is a week that is, I hate to say it, keep your head on a swivel. A lot of scams going to be going on this week. So make sure that you are staying in that place of honesty. Thank you so much, Miss Donna, Mega Miss Little. I love you, Miss Blue. You always help me be better than I was before listening to the share. Ah, now that's a blessing. I thank you for that. I cherish that with my heart. I love you all so much. Yeah, that's a old shit, oh Gotti, for real. So keep your head on the swivel. I'm telling you, they're gonna be coming at you with all kinds of things. All kinds of things. That's right. I feel like we were in the Priestess Witches Shaman Academy with Miss Blue. She keeps me on my toes. Thank you, Lola. You really are in the Priestess Witches Shamans, the whole gamut. We got them here. The oracles, all of that, the healers, the teachers, the astrologers, all of that good stuff. All of that beautiful, beautiful, good stuff. But yeah, I'm so glad I can't help but smile right now, but I'm so glad I listened to my higher self. I was kind of feeling my little bit of my Taurus energy. I was about to do me a face mask. I was about to put my hair in a bonnet. I was about to jump in the shower, and I was about to get in the bed, probably watch a little Butt Naked and Afraid, and I was going to go to sleep. I really was. But I'm so glad that I decided to come on when I did tonight. And I'm so grateful. I am so thankful that each and every single one of you showed up and showed out with me here as we always do together. And Corey said, I'm glad I listened to. I was supposed to be asleep. Corey, you were supposed to be asleep. Me too. I was supposed to be watching Butt Naked and Afraid, Corey. That's what I was supposed to be doing. I was supposed to be watching me some Butt Naked and Afraid. But I still may get a little thank you, Trey. I still may get a little bit of it in. You all let me know in the comments section what you are watching or what you have been watching lately. If you got any good shows. Wait, we have to talk about this and then we're going to get out of here. Who has seen Sinners? Anybody seen Sinners yet? I haven't watched it yet. But who has seen Sinners? Anybody here went to go see Sinners yet? I just kind of want to get I want to get an insight. A lot of people are talking about it. I haven't seen it yet. But who have seen Sinners yet? Anybody seen it? You seen it? How was it? How was it? How was it? How was it, Janine? Janae? Janai? How was it? I'm glued to the wheel of time. You J. Cole, you trying to go see it, J. Cole? Well, she went to go see it. I want to know how it was. You watched it last night, Brittany Vibes? Oh, Brittany Vibes and wait, before we talk about Sinners, can we get a 1-2? Can we just get a 1-2 from Maya and the B3? Who watched Maya and the B3 and received their message? Brittany Vibes, I know you did. I just read your message. My mind is blown. It's so powerful. Thank you so much. Candy, you going to see it tomorrow? Okay. It was good. What you mean it was good? What does that mean? What does it mean? Kevin? Kevin, you watched it. What was it, Kevin? Roz, you watched it? I take it wasn't good. We can talk about Maya and the Bee because, see, we got stories about Maya and the Bee. If y'all are saying y'all watch Sinners and all I hear is I seen it, it was good. It wasn't good. You must ain't tap in and get nothing out of it. Candy said she going to see it tomorrow. Mhm. 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 There's been so many Black Christian debates. Corey, listen, yeah. Somebody asked me about it in the grocery store, but I know today is Sunday and I dare not tread that water. I just kindly bowed out and said I didn't watch it. If you like vampires, but the movie is so much greater than vampires. Do you all not remember what was the famous sister's name that wrote the vampire movies? And I interviewed her. Ashe, 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 Ashe. I even was blessed enough to give her a reading. Let me think of this, sister. Let me pull up the email. L.A. Banks. She pulled up for me. L.A. Banks, Ashe to the sister L.A. Banks, because she was so ahead of her time. But there is a old, I don't know how long ago, but there is other, this isn't new. This isn't new. Um, Right. It's a lot like the Lovecraft series. It's a lot like the sister L.A. Banks used to write. And I hate that her legacy is not living on because she literally mixed L.A. Wait a minute, Kevin. Kevin, you saw it twice and you just telling us it was good? Kevin, what was you watching up in there, Kevin? I feel like we need to have a conversation, Kevin. Because if you went to go see it twice, Kevin, you heard it was, yeah, it is based on Lovecraft's country. But I'm going to tell you somebody else, and I believe she was out of Chicago too, and that is the sister L.A. Banks. I actually have interviewed L.A. Banks for a while. She passed away. She was a powerful sister, and she wrote about the vampire series before it was uh, even. She had one called The Awakening. Now, if you go look for her on Amazon, you will see all of her books, but all of her characters had multi-dimensional superpowers. And there was an underlying theme in her books that she wrote about that was very cultural, that was very innovative, and that had a lot to do with history. That was there. You loved it. Y'all are saying something, but y'all ain't saying nothing. Uh, Chef Amir said she's seen it too. I'm just not getting that y'all got anything. I mean, is it a secret? Y'all don't want to spoil it. I'm just trying to see because everybody is just saying it was good. I don't know about y'all, but what does that mean? What does that mean? What does it mean it was good? It was good. What does that mean? I want to hear some I want to hear y'all know what I want. It's scared. I'm scared of the thought of vampires, but the movie was more than that. Yeah, but what was it? That's all right. That's all right. That's all right cuz that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right, y'all. That's all right. That's all right. It shook me to the core and made me look in the mirror. Okay, thank you, Kevin. Thank you. I want to hear some feedback because don't tell me you went to go see something twice. And all you going to tell me is that is good. I want to hear that. But there's the link to LA Banks um, that really sort of took um, a very in depth where she mixed a whole lot of things together in there. Haven't seen it yet, waiting on the hype to die down. Me 2 years later. I know that's right. I keep hearing about it touched on hoodoo and it's existing in the church. Yeah, well, you know, the church keeps everything alive. Vampires come from the church, quiet as it's kept. Whatever vampire movie you ever watch that you didn't see the church involved. And no shade to the church. I mean, I'm just telling these is, think about Transylvania. Even though now vampires aren't scared of the cross, they're not scared of church. You can't use that little cross trick on them no more. That doesn't work. It's a good thriller, action, suspense mixed with country vibes, vampires, spiritual tools, and there were fire. Okay, thank you, Brittany Vibes. You don't want to spoil it. Trust me, you can't spoil it for us. We live this life for real. They just romanticized it for y'all. We see the vampires all the time, right? Would y'all not agree we are living this life for real? This is just Hollywood romanticizing what happens in day-to-day life. Everybody know when they come across some low vibrational shit. We know that. We know when we see the vampires coming, we know who they are. We don't care how they dress, what work line of work they in, what they do. We know the vampires when they come out. Don't we know that? Don't we know that? We know that, right? Don't we all know that? We live this life. We see it. We're fighting these so-called demons. We understand what all that means. Don't we understand that? Uh-huh. Chef Amir said, I'm surprised they showed it in St. Lucia because magic is against the law out here. They are ruled by the church. Well, that's why they showed it. The church and the vampire, they can't exist without each other. So they had to show it because the vampires go to church. I mean, we know that, right? What vampire you know wasn't trying to get up in the church? That's why they showed it. They had to show it because it's based upon that level of fear. It's based upon that level of fear. A lot of werewolves and city werewolves near Chattanooga. We live with werewolves all the time too. You ain't never seen a real life werewolf? You know what they are. Mhm. You know they exist. Ooh, Gotti. Gotti, don't start no fires around here. What? Let me see. Miss Blue, have you watched the AMC interview with the vampire? I haven't. Quiet as it's kept, I don't watch movies like that because I'm living. I don't think y'all understand what I'm saying. I don't watch movies like I don't need nobody else to give me another version to what I'm already understanding and seeing in this world for real. I don't need that kind of I don't need to go to that level to be woken up to a different level of consciousness. I already see all of that in its existence. They're signs and symbols and I understand them. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Lola. You get it, right, Lola? Lola said I overstand. You understand what I'm saying. It's no need. I mean, yeah, if I want to be entertained, I will. But I know that it's waking a lot of people up, and I love that shit about it. I love that I love that it is scaring people into their own greatness of who they really are. You understand? Because I guarantee you they wasn't safe in the church. They wasn't safe in their house. They wasn't safe nowhere in that movie. And so it's waking people up to recognize that the God that they're looking for exists within themselves. It doesn't exist in a space. You understand it's not contained in a physical body or any of that. Yeah. Mhm. Are you not entertained? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I'm a whole movement by myself, baby. I entertain myself. I don't need to go searching for entertainment. But and when I do look for entertainment, it's things like Butt Naked and Afraid. I like that. I like to watch that show. I like to watch, the cooking channel. I like to watch you know, what else do I really like to watch? The baking shows. I like those shows, believe it or not. I like the what's the one where they go around and clean up the house and organize. I love that. I love those kind of shows there. I like those kind of things. I watch a good YouTube vlog here and there. I got my faves that I watch, you know. They was running out the theater. I bet they were. It's from the 300 movies. Oh, I know what you're talking about now. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. Believe it or not, I don't watch those kind of movies. Keep saying butt naked and afraid with emphasis. We know you love it. Listen, I did a whole show, Corey, on butt naked and afraid. I mean, the show is not called that, but truth quiet as is kept. The producers I hear on set, they make a joke about butt naked and afraid, but it's called naked and afraid. I like that because you're using your own energy. You didn't know I watched TV? Well, I watch TV. And let me explain to you what my television set is. I will go watch my YouTube on my TV. When I say TV, I'm not talking CBS, NBC. I don't even have cable like that. So I don't mean that, but I have a television set. I have a device that's called the TV that I look at YouTube and that I watch Netflix sometimes. Sometimes I'm on Amazon Prime. Sometimes I like to watch a good shopping network. Like I watch that. I watch House Hunters. I love HGTV. Love anything with home and decorating. I love that kind of stuff. I love those shows. I love when the children have shows. I like watching the Disney Channel. Yeah, I watch. I have a television that I watch things on. I didn't watch the Pope funeral. Mm-mm. I didn't watch them pretend to make sure he died on Easter like I predicted. No, I didn't. But blessings to the Pope. Okay. I told y'all they was going to wait till resurrection day to put him down. And I mean, I get it. They need to keep some structures in place. I didn't watch it. I told y'all they was going to hold him until Easter. Nobody, I don't know. But if you go back and listen to my 2025 prediction show, it's in there. It's in there. I think he passed way before then, but we'll never know. But I did, watch when he went to open up the Church of Notre Dame and put that in there. I watched that. But yeah, I know. That's what don't get me to talking about this stuff. And I wanted to find a good series to watch. But to answer your question, child of prophecy, I have televisions. I do. I do. Do I watch TV? I do watch TV, but I'm not watching CNN. I'm not watching ABC, NBC. I don't watch any of them. I don't even have that. I don't. But do I watch YouTube? I watch all of that stuff. I watch me on that TV. I do. I do. I do. I watch that. Mhm. I do. So I guess y'all ain't watching nothing. Y'all watching Sinners for sport. I don't know what y'all doing. I watched some of the draft. I feel like giving the NFL a piece of my mind, but I'll save that for another day. I would like for them to reveal more about Epstein, though. Epstein who? Who you talking about? Epstein? I know you didn't. Quan Epstein who? Who you talking about? What you want them to tell you about him that you don't already know? Married to real estate. Yes, I love it. I love all of those. Mhm. Relative race is good. I haven't heard of that. I started watching Butt Naked and Afraid because I mean, Kevin, we got to talk, Kevin. Don't you love Butt Naked and Afraid? Ain't nothing like a good Butt Naked and Afraid. I love people when they play like they not scared, but it's something about getting butt naked and being in the dark. It brings out the best of them. They be up there talking about, yeah, I was in the Navy for 4 years. You know, I was in the Navy for 4 years. I did this, I did that, and I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I used to go camping. I have been to the top of Mount Everest 3 times. I lived in the Sahara Desert, and I'm ready for the challenge. Soon as they get out there, they butt naked and damn afraid. Miss Blue, I'm up working in the galactic portal, and you have really outdone yourself. Thank you, love Crystal. Thank you. I was in the portal today. I had to update the portal. I had to go in that portal and help y'all out. I had to help some of y'all out. Let y'all know that I did create that portal for real. I know y'all know I did for real, for real. But yeah, that before, no. Let me tell you something, Brittany Vise. I love the before and after. To think that you can go on butt naked and afraid. You can be one person, stay on butt naked and afraid, and when you leave, your whole physical body has changed. Changed. You ain't got to do all of that. You ain't got to just go on butt naked and afraid. You want to get in tip top shape? Go on butt naked and afraid. Just don't tap out. Just don't tap out. Mhm. Relative Race is a show about people who were adopted, finding their families, and they do challenges to get there. Oh, that sounds nice. When we heal. Okay, I may check that out. But I love it. You go on butt naked and afraid. You come out of there snatched, baby. Snatch. You just snatch. You snatch. You good. You Gucci. You on butt naked and afraid. I'll tap out within the first 15 minutes. Yeah, I was so happy. They had a sister girl on there. I was so happy because I hadn't seen one in a while. She was on there. That hair was laid. She was ready to go. She was popping her shit. She was like, yeah, I've been in the reserves and I know all about being out in the wilderness. And yeah, I'm just ready for the challenge. She didn't last 3 days. She didn't last 3 days. That sister said, I'm going to have to go ahead and tap out. Them mosquitoes was tearing that booty up. She said, I'm going to have to go ahead and tap. I'm going to have to I'm going to have to tap out. I'm going to have to tap out. I didn't see a lot of people tap out. A lot of people tap out on butt naked and afraid. Mm-hmm. I think it would be good until it gets dark. Let me tell you something. I have learned if I ever am in a position where I have to be butt naked and afraid, the first thing you have to secure is you have to secure where are you going to sleep. You need fire. The first thing you need to do while the sun is up, you don't need to be looking for no food. You don't be looking for nothing. You need to find where are you going to sleep and how are we going to start this damn fire. Because once you get your fire and you start building your tent, you good. You good. We're not looking for water. We're not doing that. We're not looking for food. We're not doing that. We are looking for where are we going to start the fire? And then we got to get the fire started. And then somebody has to watch the fire. The fire can never stop burning. I will be the first person. If we all had to go on butt naked and afraid, I would volunteer to be the person to sit and feed the fire. That's my job. I will never let that fire go out. I will help build the shelter because I'm going to need to sleep. And then I'm going to need a couple of banana leaves so we can cover up here because I took a couple of sewing classes. I'm going to sew me some shoes. I'm going to put them around my feet, wrap it around my leg, have me some long ankles that look like the gladiator sandals. I'm going to cover up the poom poom, and then I'm going to cover this up with the banana leaves, and I'm going to cover my ears because I'm very sensitive in my ears, right? And then I'm going to be the person that stays at the camp with the fire. And so you guys can break up into different groups. Somebody can go get water. Somebody can go hunt for food, and somebody can go get materials to build our tent, and then someone can go get the wood for the fire. And I will be the fire girl. I will make sure that we always got fire. There you go. And we would just stay until it's time for us to get to the extraction point. Now, when we get ready to go to the extraction point, that's where they pick us up at. It's a couple of things I'm going to need to do. I don't want to be in the front and I don't want to be in the back. I have to be in the middle of the extraction point. I also need to be able to see the map. I need the map. I need to be able to make sure we are going the right way. She drips fire. I don't even have any in here. Baby Blue took it, and I'm working on that. Don't worry about it. I got you covered. And Jennifer ain't here, but she gonna get her She Drips Fire. In case y'all didn't know, She Drips Fire is my hot sauce that me and my daughter came up with, and it's coming to a supermarket soon. That's where I'm going. Yes, ma'am. Going to the mountains. Yes, that's right. That's right. That's right. I'm going to maintain the home front. That's right. We maintain. That's us. That's us right there. We're maintaining. Me and her. We maintaining What is it? Natalia, me and Natalia, we got the home front. We got the home front. Y'all just go get everything else, and we gonna be right there waiting for y'all. Yes, butt naked and afraid does make you look differently in the mirror. I do not watch it all the time, but the times that you talk about it, I did. Let me tell you, that's the show right there. I think it should be required for everybody. Starting at age 7, you need to be watching Butt Naked and Afraid because you don't know when you might be butt naked and afraid. And you got to survive. You got to be able to survive. But that's it. I'm running my mouth. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning here. I don't know about y'all. Don't y'all have something to do in the morning? Don't y'all? You going to need she drips fire at at the hunting for food. Listen, listen. Don't y'all have something to do in the morning? Don't y'all have something to do? Y'all don't have to go to work tomorrow. Who's off tomorrow? Let me know that because I got to get up and do some work. Who's off tomorrow? Who ain't got nothing to do tomorrow? Where you at? Where that nothing person at? Listen, we got to go. We had a beautiful night tonight. Some blessings. It was fun. It was beautiful. Let's get these likes up. Let's run these numbers up. Let's pass this show on. Oh, Lionel King, much love, beautiful. Enjoying the show from Denver, Colorado. Something just happened in Colorado. I'm trying to think of what was I watching about in Colorado. Lola Falana says she make her own hours. I love that, Lola. Anyway, if you live in Chicago, I want to talk to you because I know you got some of that money. Who here is in Chicago? I know you got some of that money. A Brinks truck dropped the whole bag of money, and they said it was 12, a dozen of people, and over $300,000 is gone. So I need to know who here, who here got some of that money? Who got it? Lola, ain't you up in that part of the world? Who got some of that money? Who got some of that money? Because the Brinks truck magically drops a whole damn bag of money. It couldn't have been me behind that truck. Who dropped the money? Some No, this really happened. But watch what I'm telling you. It's going to be more Brinks trucks that mysteriously drops bags of money. Watch what I'm telling you. Watch what I'm telling you. I'm trying to pull it up. I'm trying to pull it up. I'm trying to pull it up. I know it's somewhere here. I know y'all heard about it. You trying to get caught up? I know, Corey. We going, we out of here. We out of here. I just wanted to pull it up for y'all. I know y'all seen that. I know y'all seen it. Hmm. I know this is what I want to remind you guys. Make sure that you are subscribed. Make sure you're subscribed because when you're not active a lot on the channel, YouTube think you're a bot. And I don't do bots. I don't do that. I don't do that. So subscribe. Subscribe. Who's giving it to you like you get it here? Nowhere. Subscribe. You got a friend? Pass it on to the friend. Hmm. Pass it on to the friend. And all you who want to subscribe when y'all listen and unsubscribe when you don't, I don't know what to say about you. Hit the like button or something when you subscribe. Subscribe. Just subscribe. Something like that happened in Inglewood. We don't do bots, but a little AI. You right about that, Quan. Now I'll do a little AI. Mm-hmm. That's why I keep a Mickey Mouse. Wait a minute. I got to put up what Priestess Erica said. I'm in Texas, but the donations from everywhere, they're welcome. I know that's right. I know that's right. We'll take it. Priestess Erica said, that's why I keep a Mickey Mouse mask in the car because I'm going to grab a stack incognito. I know. Listen, listen, listen. Y'all wasn't in Chicago when the truck dropped the whole bag of money and it was just flying around like it was Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I don't know what y'all are doing. Pay attention when you're on the road. Pay attention. Somebody might just drop a bag off. I don't know. Don't pick up any kind of bag because I was watching it. No, I don't want to tell y'all that. No, we can't go down there. That's another story. I don't want to tell y'all that story. It's a gangster story. It's a mobster story. And it ain't a story, it's a real life thing. Don't pick up no stray bags and you don't know who bag it is. Don't do that. Make sure it fall off a truck. Yes, Corey, don't go around picking up no bags. Don't. No, no, no. Don't do that. Don't do that. Somebody left a briefcase or a bag. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not a good look. But what I do want to encourage you to pick up is a little bit of SkyQuest because SkyQuest helps keep the lights on around here. And if you want to tap into your magic, get it. I have the access pack in there, everything about the transmission, all of that. It's a part of the Spirit Quest. You're going to get your sky notes and more. You want to find out more. What is this? Why every time I put a link in here, it's something different? I got to find the right link. I apologize. I apologize. Anybody going to any concerts? Anybody? Any good concerts out there? Who's going to see Beyonce? Who going to see B? I forgot when B coming. B is on her way. Who going to see Beyonce? You going to see the Wu-Tang on your birthday? Hey, ain't nothing like a Wu-Tang concert. There you go. Get you some SkyQuest. It'll change your life. SkyQuest, they go to link. It'll change your life. That's right. Cowboy Cardi. That's right. She always sells her tickets around tax time. Lola, I don't think that's true. That ain't true, Lola. Lola said she sells her tickets. Well, isn't it the best time? I don't know, though. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Kendrick Lamar in the ATL. You mean Kendrick Lamar and SZA? Because y'all know y'all don't want to listen to just Kendrick. You know SZA got to come with Kendrick. I'm just keeping it real. I love me some Kendrick, but y'all know SZA got to come with Kendrick. Mm-hmm. Gotti. Oh, you heard Kendrick's in Vegas? Yeah, 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 yeah. Kendrick and SZA. Why y'all don't want to mention SZA name? Kendrick and SZA. Ain't no Kendrick. Kendrick and SZA. SZA's gonna be there. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. I'm up for a good concert. The last concert I went to was Nicki Minaj. Akeem Ali. You going to see Akeem Ali in June? Okay. I hear you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's right. Kendrick and SZA. All right, so family, we're gonna get out of here because if we don't, I'll be running my mouth and all that hot shit I talked about getting some sleep. I'll have to come back and say, I lied. Priestess Erica, I know you going to see. I know you going to see B. Yeah, that's going to be a good one. It is. I might have to catch her when she stroll. You know, she gonna come through Texas. When she it ain't Texas, somebody'll get me in. Somebody'll get me in. Yeah. So somebody'll, you know, it'll happen. I'll be blessed. I'm gonna take me some liquid, some veil breaker. Who still got their veil breaker? Don't forget to go leave a comment. Don't forget to go leave a comment. Don't forget to go leave a comment. You got your veil breaker, your liquid magic there to do that. And also for those of you who are getting the Sky Quest, it's been real. It's been love. It's been a beautiful, beautiful night. And I'm just so thankful again. I want to say thank you to the brother, Ollie, for coming by, Brother Bobby Hemmitt's brother, and sharing his powerful transformational journey. He's on his story. And I want to say thank you to each and every single one of you because you guys always come by. We have such a good time. If you're new here, then you don't understand. Um, but, you know, we have a divine connection here. And it is the place that we come and we share with one another. And so it's beautiful. hmm hmm So I love you all. Oracle kisses. And I will see you all in the cosmic streets. Peace and love. Ciao.